Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
You got 12 outs left to find a way to score 7 runs and preferably 8 runs.
I'm ready for you.
Max Kepler walks it off for the Diamondbacks.
I'm ready for you.
We'll try to keep that magic mojo rolling tonight with Diamondbacks baseball, presented by Progressive. Now winners of 6 of 7 and only a half game out of a wild card spot. We welcome the A's for a 3-game visit on D-Backs TV. Good evening from Chase Field. Welcome back to the broadcast. Steve and Bob back here with you. It was a record-tying comeback yesterday, but a rough day for Diamondback All-Stars. Eduardo Rodriguez went just 2 2/3 innings, and Bob Corbin Carroll left with an elbow injury.
Yeah, that got everybody's attention rather quickly. We've seen Corbin kind of struggling a little bit at the plate lately, but it was no doubt he was in some tremendous pain after taking that swing, and you could see the expression on his face. We knew that something wasn't right. He stayed in to play an inning of defense, but came out after that.
This was Corbin in the clubhouse earlier today.
No imaging. Yeah, just plain and simple hyperextension. But you know, with testing and all that, and how I woke up today, like in a good spot and ready to go. If there's a situation late in the game, you know, I'm sure I'll be in there. But you know, if that situation doesn't arise, then yeah, just give it a day.
All right, so encouraging news there. Our Progressive player profile. Mitch Bratt, the left-hander, makes his Chase Field debut today.
Yeah, looking forward to that. He's had 2 starts on the road, but getting his first start here at Chase Field, this figures to be quite a battle between these 2 soft-tossing lefties.
Jeffrey Springs leading the American League in earned runs allowed, so that could be a rough one on the A's side of things. We'll take a break for now. They do have GCU's Jacob Wilson here, and he's in the starting lineup. Jody Jackson and Josh Colementor have those lineups after this.
At Farmers,
Diamondbacks baseball is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Bundle home and auto for a double play of savings. Start a quote by visiting progressive.com. By Ram Trucks. Hurry in for the Ram Declaration of Deals. Nothing stops Ram. And by Y-Refi. Do you need relief from private student loan debt? Go to yrefi.com. First pitch right around the corner here from Chase Field. A series against the A's is on tap as the Diamondbacks look to keep the mojo rolling. Jody Jackson alongside Josh Colementor. And you know what? For Jeffrey Springs, the starter today for the A's, he has had such a tough go lately. And now he sees the D-backs rolling in. That could mean trouble for him, right?
It really could, because the way he's been struggling over his last 15 starts, he has an ERA over 7.5. He's given up 26 home runs in those 15 starts. The long ball's been a problem, but he's facing the best hitting team against left-handed pitchers, and they're going to be able to throw 9 right-handed bats against them. So they've really feasted on lefties, and it seems like a match made up in heaven for these D-backs offensive guys, especially in the first inning. They like jumping on teams early. He struggles a lot in the first inning as well.
You're right. They have done a good job of that. So, like you mentioned, this lineup, which is presented by Trajan Wealth, is crafted to have a ton of righties in it, including that man, Tim Tawa. Is he the answer right now for this team?
The way he swung at Dodger Stadium, he didn't want the All-Star game to get here. He's been swinging a hot bat ever since he was recalled from Reno, and finds himself up there in that 3 spot with Corbin on the bench.
Yeah, right behind Marte and Perdomo. Can Timmy Tawa drive them in? Stay with us as we get it going on a Monday night. The A's and the Diamondbacks. It's next here on D-Backs TV.
Diamondbacks baseball is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Bundle home and auto for a double play of savings. Start a quote by visiting Progressive.com. By Chaz Roberts, serving you since 42. By Talking Stick Resort, Playcation is back. Stay in play with rates as low as $129. By Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan Wealth today and get your game plan. And by Sanderson Ford. For the best play on a new vehicle, choose Sanderson Ford. Well, a franchise record-tying miracle comeback, down 7-0 to beat the Cardinals yesterday, and we're right back at it tonight. With this Diamondbacks ball club that suddenly won 6 of 7. They've picked up 5 full games in that wild card chase. And now, Bob Brenly, they're only a half game out.
That's right where you want to be. I mean, obviously, you'd rather be atop the division and have everybody looking up at you, but given the way the postseason is arranged now, that wild card is very attractive for the Diamondbacks. They're sneaking up.
And they're making a move. They got a chance to pad the win column a bit against a struggling athletics club that is near the bottom of baseball's weakest division, 4th place. They're 15 under 500 under Mark Kotsay.
Yeah, I talked to Mark Kotsay before the ball game down in that first base dugout, and he's encouraged by some of the young players that they have out there right now, and excited to get Jacob Wilson back. He was one of their key players.
Yeah.
Early, but they really struggled without Wilson in the lineup. Of course, they really struggled with anybody.
There's the GCU star set to lead it off for the A's. And it's time for your Y Refi Diamondback starting pitcher stats. Here he is, 3rd career start, 23-year-old rookie left-hander Mitch Bratt, who makes his Chase Field debut.
Yeah, I referred to both these starting pitchers as soft tossing lefties. Their average fastball for both of them sits right at 91 miles an hour. They'll approach the mid-90s from time to time. Mitch Bratt will feature a 4-seamer, a changeup, and a slider to the righties, a 4-seamer, a slider, and a sweeper to the lefties.
Athletics have been in something of a free fall lately. They've lost 19 of the last 23, and here is Jacob Wilson on top of the A's lineup.
Yeah, like a lot of teams in the major leagues, you really have to keep an eye on those top 3, Wilson, Soderstrom, and Langoliers. Yeah, but some of the other guys, Kuroda Grauer's having a nice year and limited playing time. Jonah Heim, we know from his time down in Texas, as a designated hitter, and a bunch of young players at the bottom of the order.
Including Tommy White, a former big-time college star at LSU, who's just been called up over the weekend. Let's get a look around the diamond now at the D-back defense. That's brought to us by CarShield.
Well, we don't really care about his defense. We know that's going to be outstanding as usual, but we need one more hit. Nolan Arenado to get to 2,000 in his career, become only the 6th active player to get to that number.
Well, a chance to pad the run and hit column today against a weak Athletics pitching staff. I imagine that's somewhere in the keys to the game, brought to us by Ram Trucks.
Yeah, you heard Coley talk about it in the open of the show. 26 home runs allowed by spring, so maybe Torrey will get some of that slug they've been looking for. And be alert on the bases. Langoliers is a real good catcher, but occasionally he clanks some balls. He's got 7 pass balls this year. He had 9 last year.
Nick Lentz is our plate umpire back there calling balls and strikes, and we're set to go tonight, the first of 3 against the Athletics. Diamondbacks begin today only a half game out of a postseason spot. Mitch Bratt on the mound, just his 3rd big league start. And Wilson launches one high in the air, but it's hooking foul and out of play. Jacob Wilson back from a pair of stints on the injured list. He's been tearing it up right now. 290 on the year, but 13 hits over a 7-game hitting streak.
Wow.
Jacob from Thousand Oaks, California, played at GCU just down the road here. He has been an immediate sensation, a number 6 pick by the Athletics in the 23 draft out of Grand Canyon. He is a big part of their future as they aim toward their new Las Vegas ballpark. Mitch Bratt, not a big guy, not a hard thrower. He's a command and control guy. 6'1", 190 pounds, low 90s fastball. He has spent the bulk of this season in AAA, his first full year in the organization. And usually minor league numbers kind of are what they are, but Some of his numbers really stand out given the environment in which he was pitching with Reno this year. Behind on Wilson, 3-1 now. And that's lofted to left center. Ryan Waldschmidt drifting over that way. That's the Pacific Coast League for Brett. That's zero gravity, but he had 13 starts with Reno and posted a sparkling 2.41 ERA, which is the lowest of any Coast League pitcher with at least 50 innings.
Maybe ever.
it's really hard to quantify that. I mean, it's a remarkably low number.
Yes, it is.
Let's see if it translates to this level. The fielder is Tyler Soderstrom. Slurve got there, says Nick Lentz. And it's strike one to Soderstrom. 244, 16 homers. He's got some big power up there. He has hit home runs, in fact, in 3 of his last 5 games. Hit 25 homers last year. Mitch Brett, you might have already noticed, has kind of a lot going on with his pitching motion. There's a Cobra Kai karate sweep the leg thing going there, and right there with the leg. Look out. Perdomo behind the bag. Not exactly an artistic success. Hopefully Mitch is okay. I think got a little dirty there.
Yeah, I'd get dirty too if a barrel of a bat and a ball were both coming right back at me.
Wow, hit the deck.
Wow. Unfortunately, that ball does not hit second base. Perdomo able to make the play on a hop out there in the middle of the field, just over the bag.
There's a look at Mitch Brett's follow through. He didn't even have time to finish the leg sweep.
If he would have let the glove go and the hat would have come off, he'd have looked like Charlie Brown out there.
Exactly right. 2 outs on 8 pitches. This is the best hitter in this lineup. Shea Langeliers, the all-star catcher, who leads the Athletics and hits and home runs this year. And he has steadily become one of the most productive offensive catchers in the game. An American League All-Star this year for the first time in his 5-year career. He has been pounding left-hand pitching this year. So this is a tough matchup for Mitch Brett. Fouled back and it's 0-2.
Yeah, we mentioned that the Diamondbacks are 15-7 this year against left-handed starting pitcher. That's the best record in the majors against the lefty. The A's, on the other hand, are 12-22 against left-handed starters. That's the 5th worst in baseball.
Ryan Kaplan, the pitching coach, on the left there. Langeliers is kind of the notable exception here. He is slugging nearly .650 against left-hand pitching this year. There's a lot of pop in that bat. But Mitch Brett has got him on the back foot. 0-2. Just off the corner with that changeup. Mitch Brett is out of Newmarket, Ontario, Canada. Attended high school at Georgia Premier Academy. That's where he was a 5th-round pick by the Rangers in 2021. And as most Diamondback fans are aware, acquired from Texas at the trade deadline last year, in the deal that sent Merrill Kelly to the Rangers for half a season. Other guy they got in that trade, left-handed Cole Drake, is likely to start the game tomorrow. That's still TBA. We'll have to wait and see, but there's a good chance we see Drake out there for his big league debut tomorrow. Merrill Kelly here on Wednesday afternoon. The 2-2 to Langeliers is up high. 92. That's close to top end with Brett's fastball. And it's full 3-2. Mitch has gone 3 innings in each of his first 2 big league starts at St. Louis and at Dodger Stadium. Tonight is Chase Field debut. Being careful with Langeliers, and there's a 2-out walk ahead of Colby Thomas. Colby Thomas, the right fielder, bats cleanup for the A's tonight.
Yeah, you got to pick your battles against a team like the A's. They have some thump in the lineup, as you mentioned, especially with Langeliers and Soderstrom.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe you pitch carefully to those guys and take your chances with some of the guys who maybe aren't having quite the kind of year.
Yeah, and Colby Thomas is really fighting it right now.
Yep.
Missed that fastball. There's Mark Kotsay, the skipper. Thomas, part of the A's young outfield depth. The bat has not been clicking. 2 for 22 in July. And usually in there only against lefties like he is tonight.
It's not out of the question that if Torey Lovullo goes to a right-handed reliever at some point in this game, you'll see a line change from the A's. They've got 4 left-handed batters on the bench, all righties in the lineup with the exception of Soderstrom.
Send the power play unit out there at some point. Popped up. Here's second. Vargas is over there with Perdomo. Jerry's got it. And Mitch Pratt strands that 2-out walk. Diamondbacks and the A's just underway from Chase Field. Well, this might be a dream matchup for Diamondbacks leadoff man Ketel Marte, who will bat right-handed against Jeffrey Springs, 33-year-old left-hander. No pitcher in the major leagues has allowed more home runs. No pitcher in the American League has given up more earned runs.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for Springs pretty much all season long, but he's given up 10 home runs in his last 5 starts. And for Ketel, he didn't hit a homer against a righty for his first 58 plate appearances. He's got 7 in his last 49 plate appearances.
He might screw himself into the ground on this first pitch. Got the 4-seamer down and away. Skied it high in the air to right. Colby Thomas calling everybody off. And it's a 1-pitch out for Springs as we take a look around the diamond at the Athletics defensively.
Yeah, we're going to highlight Jacob Wilson out there at shortstop. He's in the midst of a 99-game errorless streak at shortstop. And we mentioned he's just coming off the injured list. The team was 2-14 while he spent time on the injured list. He's a big part of their offense and defense.
That 99-game streak is the major's 3rd longest ever by a shortstop. And he's already right there. Record, by the way, is 110, set by Baltimore's Mike Bordick after he had played 7 years in Oakland, of all places. Here's Perdomo, the Diamondback shortstop, down 0-1. Another switch hitter will bat for the right-hand side. Jerry walked 4 times and scored twice in the 3 games against St. Louis. But his only hit of that Cardinal series was the inside the park home run, the first of his career. And Springs runs that fastball in there at 93. It's 1-1.
You'll see Springs use a 4-seam fastball slider combination to the left-handed hitters. He throws more changeups to the right-handed hitters.
Yeah, Springs, as Bob mentioned, facing a Diamondback squad that's 15-7 against left-hand starters this year, the best record in the majors. Trying to get that 4-seamer in there. That one found the inner half of the zone for strike 2. Jeffrey Springs winless in his last 15 starts. He's allowed 6 earned runs in 4 of his last 5 starts. He's been hit pretty hard lately. And there's a base hit for Perdomo the other way. A 1-out single.
All right, partner.
Yeah.
Got a quiz for you.
Oh, good. Okay.
What's wrong with this picture?
Visual learners. I don't know.
Had the elbow guard on the wrong side.
Oh, okay. Now he switched it. Yeah, that's. He forgot there's a lefty out there. It goes on the other sleeve. Sure. Well, good thing it didn't hit him in the elbow.
That's right. That's right.
That's what you bring to the. You notice stuff like that. It's amazing to me all the time. Now, has Tawa got the guards on the right foot and all that stuff?
It appears like it, yeah.
Tim Tawa, the king of the court, batting 3rd. 217 and 4 homers.
Yeah, Langolier, as I mentioned, he's had some issues receiving behind the plate. A lot of pass balls, a lot of wild pitches, but he can throw. Throws out 34% of attempted base stealers this year.
All-star catcher back there for the Athletics. Their other all-star, Nick Kurtz, is injured. Diamondbacks dodged a bullet there. Their power-hitting first baseman. And Perdomo's picked off. Hunter Wendelstedt says you're out. Seems to be some contention about the call here. Jerry obviously wants a challenge.
Yeah, I don't think you need to tell Torey.
Vic Carapaz, the crew chief, coming in from second base, and he'll have the announcement here.
Arizona is challenging the out call at first base.
Didn't take Alan Campbell in the video room long to call this one. Let's have a look here.
Oh, yeah.
He never touched him.
He never tagged him.
Yeah, Hunter Wendelstedt, his view was screened, but
a little puzzled why Geraldo didn't slide back into the base right there. Fortunately, he's able to get back in on his feet, but don't want it to be that close.
Well, this shouldn't take long.
Yeah, I think it's a rule you have to tag the runner.
Well, I'm going to have to look that up. I'm not sure that's correct. Here's a look inside the replay. What's taking so long? Live look at Midtown Manhattan. Replay Operations Center.
Hunter Wendelstedt, the son of longtime Major League umpire Harry Wendelstedt.
Well, famous umpiring school.
Yeah,
for years and years. I guess they're looking for some kind of evidence because the glove appeared to get nowhere near the leg.
After review, the call to field is overturned. The runner is safe. Arizona retains their challenge.
All right, just being thorough in New York. We appreciate that. Perdomo stays at first. And a 1-1 count on Tim Tower.
As ridiculous as this sounds, if one of the laces on that first base glove hit Perdomo, he would have been out. I think maybe that's what they were looking at, to see if one of the long laces hanging off that first base mitt somehow made contact.
Lace is part of the glove, so just being thorough in New York. So Jerry at first, 1 out. And Tim Tower in there with a ball and a strike. Langoliers blocks that changeup in the dirt. Tim's been a force in this lineup lately. The last 6 games, he's doubled 3 times, got 3 homers, knocked in 8 runs. No such thing as a bad block, someone once told me.
A little bit of room underneath the glove that time. Fortunately for Langoliers, it hit the glove and stayed right in front of him. But if that was one of those balls that hits the ground and stays down, it would have gone all the way to the backstop.
Perdomo trying to time it. There he goes. Langoliers with the throw. It's a good one, and they got him. Well, you said Shea Langoliers can throw. Put that in a perfect spot.
Well, it looked like a pretty good jump by Perdomo over there at first base as well. Just a rocket throw that time by Langoliers.
No challenge from the Diamondbacks. He's out.
Boy, and that's a tough pitch to throw on. Anytime you have to reach back to your left to receive the pitch, it takes you a little bit longer to close that front shoulder, but ends up with a perfect throw.
More and more I hear that catchers are taught to throw that right where Langoliers put it, the first base side of the bag, because it's a shorter throw. And the defender can just catch the ball and tag the guy in the leg somewhere. And that was perfectly executed there.
You know, we see the same thing at first base on pickoff attempts. It used to be you would catch the pickoff throw and go straight to the base trying to tag the hand or the foot. Now you just tag whatever body part's close to you.
Every inch in those kind of plays matter, as we see so many times. 3-2 to Tawa. And Tim hits it out to center. Henry Bolte is there, the youngster, all the way to the warning track. And we are scoreless after 1. First to 3, Diamondbacks and the Athletics.
Nike Crest.
Well, this was the first time they came back from 7 down. Corbin Carroll's major league debut back in August of 22, and then they did it again yesterday. Nolan Arenado, the game-tying homer, and then Max Kepler, the walk-off double.
I think Corbin's going to find his way into the record books a lot of different ways, but that's kind of an odd one. 2 rallies from 7 down to win the ball game.
Max Kepler got the big hit. Corbin not playing today with that hyperextended right elbow, but says he is available off the bench, and Tor Lavello anticipates Corbin will be back in there tomorrow. So minimal concern about the elbow, which is great news. Here's a good looking young hitter, Joshua Kuroda Grauer, 23-year-old rookie. He's the third baseman. He leads off the second. And Kuroda Grauer gets one high and deep to left center. This one's got some carry to it, and there it goes. That's his first major league home run. This is a youngster who's only played 15 games, now 16 in the big leagues. But he has hit everywhere he's been. A third-round pick out of Rutgers.
Yeah, there was a concern about whether this guy was going to hit for power. He's a real good contact hitter. He takes his walks. He sprays the ball around. He can bunt for a base hit, but I guess he wanted to show the A's he's got some pop.
First big league home run right here at Chase Field. The second given up by Mitch Brad in his young major league career. Veteran catcher Jonah Heim is the DH today for the A's. Trying hard not to say Oakland. Still takes half a beat.
Yeah, I know I'm going to before this series is over.
Well, it's out there now, so you're welcome. Athletic strike first, 1-0 in the second. And Heim skies one foul. Jonah Heim, an all-star Gold Glove winner behind the plate for that Texas Rangers 23 club that won the World Series against the Diamondbacks, but his game has taken a downturn. Signed with Atlanta this spring. Once they got Sean Murphy back, they DFA'd Heim. He went to the A's in a cash deal. And he's seen pretty consistent playing time here. Foul ground. Tyler Locklear's over there. And that's the first out in the second. Hey fans, the jackpot is now open for the D-backs Give Back 50-50 raffle supported by Avnet Cares. One lucky winner will take home half the net proceeds, and the other half benefits the Diamondbacks Foundation's youth sports and outreach programs. And you can play along from home if you're anywhere in the state of Arizona. dbacks.com/5050. And the staff here working hard at the ballpark. Tommy White steps in. Tommy White, just his third major league game. He got called up last Friday, and he was a superstar hitter at LSU. Second round pick out of Baton Rouge 2 years ago, where he put up some monster offensive numbers and earned the nickname Tommy Tanks. When you look up his numbers at LSU, oh boy, he was a one-man wrecking crew down there.
With an aluminum bat.
Well, there's that. Over his 3-year college career, he hit .355 and hit 75 home runs. Started his college career at North Carolina State, was the ACC's Freshman of the Year, transferred to LSU, won a College World Series title there, and led the nation in RBIs. So he figures to be a part of their future by the time they get to Las Vegas. Getting a little preview here. Along the line in right, Jorge Barros is over there. Tyler Locklear watches it bounce into the stands.
I mentioned Marcotte before. He likes a lot of these young players. Obviously, they're going to have some growing pains. They're going to make some mistakes, but they're going to do a lot of things well, too. And he's banking on the fact that they're going to continue to develop. And at some point in the near future, the A's are going to be a team to be reckoned with.
Yeah, they've got a good young core that they've got to get some pitching, obviously. But some of their position players, a very talented young group. And then we're still without Nick Kurtz. They don't have the veteran Brent Rooker, who's also injured. Kurtz set the world on fire last year. There is Joshua Kuroda Grauer, his first big league homers, made it 1-0 Athletics. Yeah, what a year Nick Kurtz had last year. Rookie of the year, 36 home runs. He's been out with a right thumb sprain. And White kind of pokes it out to short left center. It drops in there for a hit. His second big league hit. He had been 1 for 6 coming in.
Defensive 2-strike swing that time by White, but just gets enough of it with one hand to bump it out there over Jerry's head for a base hit into shallow left.
It's an interesting middle infield combo for the Athletics here tonight. They have, of course, Jacob Wilson, the GCU product at shortstop. And this is Alika Williams out of ASU. He's the second baseman. The former Sun Devil, 273, couple of home runs with the A's this year. Acquired from the Pirates in May. They picked him up when Wilson was injured. They needed some shortstop depth, and now they're both out there tonight. Kind of a collegiate homecoming for the middle infield combo. Yeah.
Yeah, in college, that's a long throw from Tempe all the way over to North Phoenix.
Right? It works a little bit better now that they're in the same uniform.
That's true.
Williams was a first-round pick out of ASU by Tampa Bay back in 2020. And he hits this fairly to left field. Walchman all the way to the track, and Waldy's got it. That's out number 2. White back to first. We talked about all the young players that they're excited about. Here's another one. Henry Bolte, the center fielder. Just 22 years old. 262 and 3 homers. This is a guy that is an absolute burner on the bases. Second round pick out of Palo Alto High School. Well, this might stay playable. Arenado and Perdomo over there. Nolan's got a beat on it. And he's got it. But Joshua Kuroda Grauer's first major league homer has made it 1-0 Athletics.
So I hammer. We get the behind the scenes and get to watch him work. And we've seen him kind of go through some ups and downs this season, and it hasn't deterred him at all from his work, the intensity in the work, his willingness to be open and ask questions. You know, this is a guy who's a future Hall of Famer who's still looking to grow and get better.
Joe Mather talked about he doesn't know of any more complete player that he's coached than Nolan Arenado. Of course, he referred to him as a future Hall of Famer there, and he's been red hot, guys. He's due up third this inning and will be looking for hit number 2,000. I love what Joe said about that Saturday morning batting practice. He said, you know, we love it when players tell us what they need. We are definitely going to accommodate them, and Nolan knows exactly what he has to do to be in a great space to hit that day.
And let's give also credit, Jody, to Joe Mather and Damian Easley and Travis Denker and the entire hitting staff. They are out here very early in the day for these night games, working with all the players. Wilson's got that at short, and they retire Gabby to start the second.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. Joe Mather said he's had some struggles at times. He's hit really well at times. That's the life of a major league player. I mean, other than Tony Gwynn, I can't remember anybody I ever played against that was hot for an entire season. You're going to go peaks and valleys, and fortunately Nolan Arenado at this stage of his career has kind of figured out ways to get out of those funks.
And the hitting coaches have to walk through that path.
Oh yeah,
with all the guys. It's not just one. You got a whole group of guys you're responsible for. Ildemaro Vargas is at second base with Ketel Marte the DH tonight. Ildemaro tripled into right center in his start on Friday here against the Cardinals. Change up is low, but a strike, says Nick Lentz, and it's 1-1. So an early lead here for Springs. 3-9 in 19 starts. The ERA is over 6. He is winless in his last 15 starts. That's smoked right by Kuroda Grauer, and Vargas takes a big turn at first. It's a 1-out single, and here comes Arenado.
It's been a while since we've seen Ildemaro Vargas hit a ball that hard. Really tomahawks a high fastball through that left side.
Wow, that was 106 miles an hour off the bat. Wow. Arenado, one base hit away from 2,000. He had the dramatic 2-out, 2-run 8th inning homer that tied yesterday's game. His 13th of the year. And a sweeper lands for strike one. For Arenado, it was his 22nd career home run that either tied a game or gave his team the lead in the 8th inning or later, which ranks him top 5 of that category among all active players.
Clutch.
Yep. Analytic people will tell you can't quantify clutch. RBI is a statistic of opportunity, but there's got to be such a thing as a clutch vibe, and boy, does this guy have it.
Yeah, and I've talked in the past about a former teammate of mine with the Blue Jays, George Bell. He was one of those guys. You put runners on base, he would find a way to get them on the plate.
Chop to third. It stays fair. Kuroda Grauer gets one, and Arenado is out at first. And so Springs makes that home run hold. Off to the third we go, and it's 1-0 Athletics. Yeah. Back at Chase Field, Diamondbacks trail the Athletics 1-0. It's time for the Active Bike presented by the Active Cash Card, and we're here with Scouting Director Ian Rebhan, the pride of Vermont, and Ithaca College, I should point out. Congratulations on what everybody says is a very impressive draft.
Thank you. Yeah, no, we're really excited about it. I think the talent that we got to bring in from the top of the draft all the way down should be a bunch of impact players that can impact the team out here.
Every draft, Ian, has a particular strategy to it based on who you're out there trying to select. What was the thought process going in, and did that follow up with what you came out with?
Yeah, I think the strategy is always to get the best player available, and being able with our first pick to select a player like Ryder Helfrich, we couldn't be more thrilled. I think you're getting a player that is going to be an elite defensive player behind the plate who's also going to bring offensive value both through power and on-base skills, and I think he's going to be a really good player for a long time.
Here he is, drafted 15th overall, University of Arkansas, Ryder Helfrich. Everything I hear says he's very, very advanced defensively.
He is. He really is. From both a makeup standpoint and a receiving standpoint. I mean, his ability to manage a staff, his ability to receive pitches, steal strikes, and his leadership and intangibles really set himself apart.
You're going to love him, Bob.
I'm looking forward to it. I always like catchers going first round.
No doubt.
You know, we hear so much about, obviously you watch them on the field, you look at their numbers, you see them play against the top competition, but we always hear about learning about the player himself. What kind of family is he from? What kind of a teammate is he? How much work did you guys have to put in for the draft?
A ton, and that's one of the most important things we do. Obviously, evaluating them on the field is one thing, but knowing the person we're bringing the organization is totally important too. And he's one of the only catchers in college baseball that calls his own game, and I think that was a big selling point for us too, of his ability to manage that part of the game as well.
Yeah, that's really a thing, isn't it? All the college coaches like to call the pitches?
Correct.
So then you draft the catcher, then you got to teach him how to do that.
Right.
But this kid's already advanced.
Absolutely. He's already doing it. He's caught really good arms there at Arkansas for 3 straight years. He should be able to jump right into it and do a really good job.
I know Amia loves that Arkansas program. He's all
Absolutely.
over, right? Going back all the way back to Benintendi, right?
Yep.
Talking with Ian Rebhan, the scouting directors. GCU's Jacob Wilson is in there against Mitch Pratt. Were you surprised that Helfrich was there at 15?
Yeah, I think coming into it, you never really know what to expect, but all the mocks and everything we were hearing was he was going to go pretty good in the draft.
Yeah.
And it starts to play out. He starts getting close to us. We got really excited.
I bet. A little comebacker that goes over the head of Brad. Perdomo's got a hustle here. Jerry can't make it. And Wilson with that speed's aboard. Hunter Wendelstadt says safe. Let's see if the Diamondbacks want a challenge here. Torlavella waiting for the word from Jeff Bannister. No challenge.
Awfully close. Slowly hit ball back up the middle of the field. Oh, man, that was close.
All right, so Wilson with that speed gets up the line now that he's healthy. That's already 3 hits for the Athletics as we chat with Ian Rebhan, the scouting director, coming off a very successful draft. He had another first-round pick. Ian, Blake Bryant. It's always interesting to see if teams go college player or prep player, and there's a base hit for Soderstrom. But Bryant is a big pitcher you took out of high school in Douglas, Georgia. Tell us about him.
He's the type of player that just checks every box of projection, athlete, makeup, his stuff. He's already up to 97 miles an hour. He's got 2 distinct breaking balls and a slider and a curveball. He's got a good changeup. He throws a ton of strikes. Just that perfect blend of all those things when you're projecting on a high school player that you really want to bet on.
I heard some guys say a word that scouts seem to love about Bryant, and that he's twitchy.
He is. He's actually a really good basketball player.
Okay.
He scored 1,400 points in basketball.
Wow.
And he says he can throw him down, so he's a really good athlete.
Here's Shea Langoliers, the all-star catcher, walked his first time up. He's a big kid too. I saw. I bet scoring all those basketball points at 6'6", big right-hander.
6'6", and we think there's a ton of room to add even more strength. He's going to be really big when he ends up taking that mound out there.
I know that there are folks in the organization that like high school pitchers, like draft high school pitchers, right? I've heard that a lot from Jeremy.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I think just the success and upside of those type of players, right? I think we now have someone that we feel like we can develop and do a really good job on in our system, and he checks all the boxes of creating a really good foundation, and now it's our job to make him the best pitcher possible.
Is there a thought about drafting pitchers just to sort of stock the system, even if he might not be the best guy at that particular spot? Or do you just throw that out the window?
Yeah, you're always still taking the best player available at that point. And, you know, we did a bunch of work. Our area scout did a great job with him and put us in there early. And we scouted him a ton. Our analysts liked him. We get in the room and really start talking through him. He ended up climbing up the board to a spot where he was a player we really wanted to get.
I like the way you put that. Put us in there early. What does that exactly mean? You guys were one of the first to knock on the door?
Yeah, our area scouts do such a good job of that. I mean, they're in the house in January, December, really getting to know the family, being at these guys' first games and and really picking up the phone and ring the bell of like, hey, this one in Douglas, Georgia is really good. We got to scramble the jets a little bit.
Do you find that creates a sense almost of loyalty to the kid that you're looking at here?
Absolutely. I think relationship building is some of the most important thing that we do, right? We talk about scouting and evaluating the player, but the relationship part of it's huge, and getting to know Blake and his family and having that relationship really led to us ending up with a really good player.
Just creates that comfort level.
100%.
Langoliers now smokes one down the line foul as we chat with Ian Redpan, the scouting director.
You know, talking about some of your area scouts, I've known Doyle Wilson for a long time, and I noticed on the list 4 of the guys that you drafted this year were scouted by Doyle Wilson.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, Doyle was a catcher at Arkansas, and he ended up signing a catcher from Arkansas. So that's pretty good. He's got a really deep area. He did a great job covering it this year, and it was awesome that we got to sign him some players.
Now, did you draft enough short left-handed hitters? I don't want Amiel getting on your case.
No, I think this year we were just talking about it, that all those guys are out there at draft camp today, and we've got some big-bodied guys in there, some big pitchers, some big physical guys this year. So
that's not a rule. You don't have to do that. You've got to be under 5'8" and bat left-handed.
Yeah, we zigged a little bit this year. It looks like.
Amiel seems pretty happy over there. Second round, you got a shortstop from Georgia Tech, so you're back at the college level now. And everything I say about this Carson, is it Carson Curse?
Yes.
Great bat-to-ball skills.
Incredible bat-to-ball skills. He was a player. We thought he was one of the best college shortstops in the country. I mean, he was playing in that Georgia Tech lineup that was incredible this year. They were one of the best offenses in college baseball, and he really made that offense go. Ended up hitting in the leadoff spot for a lot of the season. Incredible contact skills. There's some power in there, too. I mean, he was in the top 5 or 10 of doubles in college baseball. Wow. So you're getting someone that can really use the whole field, hit with impact all fields, and make a ton of contact.
He looked very hitterish in that video.
Yes, he did.
Mitch Bratt almost took a tumble there. It's a full count on Langoliers. He's worked himself into a bit of a jam here. First and second, nobody out. Facing an all-star hitter up there. Colby Thomas on deck. See if Mitch Bratt can wiggle off the hook here. Three-two. Got him. How about that, Mitch Bratt? Now, are you involved when you're looking at, I mean, you're amateur scouting, so obviously somebody in another minor league system that's professional scouting.
Correct.
Is there a sharp distinction there, or do you chime in on some of the guys you might get in a trade?
Yeah, not really too much. I mean, we've already got scouts that are out scouting USA, and we're a week away from being at East Coast Pro, and area code's getting ready for next year. So it's a year-long process for us that we kind of just try to go all in on that and really get to know these players as much as possible.
How many guys total are scouting for the Diamondbacks in different areas?
So we have 17 area scouts, 4 regional cross-checkers, a group of national cross-checkers, special assistants, and then honestly in the office a bunch of analysts, front office people. So a lot of really good, hard-working, smart people in that room that help us make these decisions.
That's an army of folks looking at baseball players.
It is a group effort, that is for sure.
Colby Thomas now. And you've had an interesting career, starting at Ithaca College, coming out of Vermont. Now you're running the amateur scouting department for a major league club. How have you worked your way into this spot?
Yeah, I actually started here as an intern. I was an intern here with the Diamondbacks in 2015, and ended up working in the office for a few years. Went out, I was an area scout in the Four Corners, and then came up back into the office, was the assistant scouting director, and then ended up being able to do this job for the last few years.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I've been here for a long time.
So you grew up in Vermont, and now suddenly you're in New Mexico and looking at baseball players. That's quite a contrast.
A little bit of a different climate, but.
Yeah, you put some miles on a car when you're an area scout, right?
You sure do.
High school tournament here, showcase over there, another game you want to see here, and I've got some friends that are in scouting, and they say they put a lot of miles on their car.
Those are the guys that make it run, though. Those are the guys that they're the ground. They work from the ground up, and they're the ones who identify these guys first for us to know who we really need to scout and cross-check, and they're a work hard, bunch of sacrifices being away from their family. Those are the guys that really make this engine go.
Bob, who are the scouts that were knocking on your door in Coshocton?
Let's see, none.
Doorbell was
I will say one game we had, there was a car with Texas license plates in the parking lot, and of course in the small town I grew up in, all of a sudden there's somebody from Texas in town. Well, it turned out he was a scout and was coming to watch some ball games, and that was as close as I got to being scouted, I think. You know, as you well know, California, Texas, Florida, where you can play ball year round, you tend to have a huge advantage over those guys playing in the Midwest.
No doubt.
Yeah, how did you play high school baseball in Vermont, Ithaca College? You're indoors in the gym?
Yeah, a lot of time in the gym. We didn't play a whole lot of games. We were out there shoveling the field to get it ready, and you had to cram all your games into the middle of April to the middle of May. But
well, you can appreciate this. I went to Ohio University, and both my sophomore and junior year, our first outdoor practice was our first game of the season.
Yeah.
We worked out in the field house. We had, fake plastic mounds set up and batting cages and what have you. But for 2 years, the first time we were outdoors was our first game of the season.
that first fly ball out of the gym is a little bit higher than you're used to.
Hit the roof. Well, we got to come up with something here for Mitch Brad, who's had 2 base hits, a strikeout, and now a hit batter. Colby Thomas is at first base. And here's Kuroda Grauer, who just hit his first major league home run. Wilson is at third. Soderstrom at second and Thomas at first.
Need a ground ball right here, Ian. Do something, will you?
Kuroda Grauer's hit safely now in 14 of his first 16 games in the big leagues. Wilson, Soderstrom, Thomas third to first. It's 0-1 on the A's third baseman. It's going to get into the seats out of play.
You know, one thing we've seen, Ian, as the game has progressed is the value of utility players. Does that ever into your mind when you're out scouting players, looking for guys that play multiple positions?
Multiple positions, but also athletes.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're always looking for is athletic players that can play in the middle of the field. And I think you look around the field as some of these guys that we've drafted that are out here right now. Tommy Troy was a college shortstop, and guys like that can be athletic enough to be able to give you that versatility when they get at the higher levels.
And Mitch Brad needs one more strike to get Kuroda Grauer here. Jonah Heim on deck behind him, trying to keep it a 1-0 game. As we chat with Ian Rebhan, the Diamondbacks scouting director, coming off a very successful draft this summer. Now the 0-2.
The closest I ever came to having a scout say something good about me was a gentleman by the name of Gene Bennett, who was a head scout for the Reds for a long time, and the Reds had a tryout camp. And I went to the tryout camp as a senior in college, and there was a bunch of 17, 18-year-old kids around as Brad punches out his guy.
Nice slurve right there.
And at the end of the day, they gathered everybody together in the infield, and Gene Bennett said, I want you guys all to look at this kid right here. He should have been drafted out of high school. He should have been drafted last year as a junior, but he didn't. But he's still here trying to make a future in the game. So that's as close as I ever came to getting credit from a scout. And he gave me a bat.
He got a bat.
I got a wooden bat from Gordy Coleman, a big 35-inch, 35-ounce heavy bat. He said, swing this in batting practice, see what you do. And I squared a few of them up, so he let me keep the bat.
It all worked out in the end. Jonah Heim up there with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Boy, if Mitch Brad can get out of this mess, he gets a gold star. It's taken a lot of pitches, though. There's a fly ball to right. Jorge Barros is there, and how about Mitch Brad? The Brad pack is stuck on the bases. Ian Rebhan, our scouting director. Ian, thanks for doing this, man.
Absolutely. No,
sure
thank you for having me.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate
Job well done. Ian Rebhan for the Diamondbacks. It's still 1-0.
Fans.
1-0 Diamondbacks trail it in the third. You're watching the Diamondbacks Baseball Network. It's presented by Progressive.
Hey fans, if the D-backs hit a double, you get $15 off your next Uber Eats order of $30 or more.
Well, Mitch Brad, it took a whole lot of pitches. He's hit 58 pitches through 3. They were hoping that he stretched out enough coming off some shoulder trouble earlier this summer to get into the 5th or 6th. It took a whole lot of bullets, but here we are, still 1-0. And Tyler Locklear leads off the third against Springs, who's got that 1-0 lead on the Kuroda Grauer homer. Thanks to Ian Rebhan, Diamondbacks scouting director. Everybody here really excited about Ryder Helfrich, the first rounder they got, the catcher out of Arkansas, some of the other draftees as well. Tyler made his season debut yesterday in the big win over the Cardinals. Rolls to third. Throw to Grauer's got it. He's an infielder. He can play third base, shortstop, second. And they retire Locklear to start the third. Brings up Ryan Walshman. Waldy's in left field tonight. Got a Diamondback outfield of Walshman, Tawa, and Barossa left to right. And the sweeper is low. Ryan single, doubled, scored twice in his 2 games in that St. Louis series this weekend.
Ooh, like to have that one back. Sweeper that stayed up about belt high over the heart of the plate that time.
And so far, left-hander Jeffrey Springs, who's given up more home runs than any pitcher in the majors, has made that 1-0 lead stand. He's only given up 2 hits, both singles. Springs actually began this year 3-0 in his first 4 starts.
Wow.
But he is winless in his last 15. 0-9 in those last 15 starts. The ERA over that stretch is north of 7.5. So far so good. The changeup is strike 2.
Yeah, Springs tries to create a little deception with some crossfire. When he steps forward with that right foot, it's on the first base side of the landing area down there, and trying to hide the ball a little bit, surprise a hitter.
Aldi went down, chased that changeup again. First strikeout for Springs, and there's 2 outs in the third.
All part of the learning process for a young hitter at the major league level. You might get any pitch in any count. Back-to-back changeups there to get the strikeout.
You've got to prove a lot before you start to see fastballs again, I imagine, at that point. Barossa in right field, bats 9th. Jorge 184, a couple of home runs. He's in right field for Corbin Carroll tonight, who's out with that hyperextended right elbow. And Torlavella was insisting today that Corbin simply needed a day off for physical and an emotional break as well. He's been due for one soon, with the Diamondbacks on a grinding part of the schedule here. And Torrey's concern about Corbin's elbow, fairly minimal, likely available off the bench tonight and probably back in the lineup tomorrow.
You know, Torrey would like nothing better than to not have to use Corbin Carroll tonight. Give him a full night off, let that elbow heal, maybe let the trainers get an ice bag on it or something during the ball game.
1-1 on Jorge, who scored the winning run yesterday. Well, Torrey said, I was going to get him a day off against a lefty anyway, and since there's a lefty out there now and they had the elbow thing yesterday, today just made too much sense. So that's where we are with that. And Jorge won't chase the changeup. It's 2-2. All things considered, the way Corbin looked after that swing last night, the news is pretty encouraging. This was Corbin's swing in that game yesterday. This was cause for concern.
Really got overextended with that right arm.
He said he's done it on a couple of swings that happened before the All-Star break but didn't linger. It lingered a little bit more than it normally did yesterday. Nothing he's not dealt with before, though, he says. So hopefully back in there tomorrow, maybe even later tonight. Barossa pops it up back here. Diamondbacks are rolling. They've won 6 of 7. They have won each of the last 3 series against the Athletics. They've taken 6 of the last 9 between these two. Won 2 of 3 at West Sacramento last year. Jorge pokes that one down the left field line, but that one's going to drift into the seats. Athletics still playing, of course, at Sutter Health Park in West Sacramento as they build their Las Vegas ballpark.
8th pitch of the at-bat to Barossa coming up. Building a ballpark right on the Vegas Strip.
Yeah.
Las Vegas Boulevard and Tropicana Avenue.
What could possibly go wrong?
Well, have you seen Goodfellas? That's a great sports town, Las Vegas, growing, and the A's have done a nice job representing Sacramento. We were there last year, and the folks in Sacramento do a marvelous job in trying to make that ballpark major league applicable. Very comfortable place to watch a ball game from, a good place to work from. Boy, Jorge really battling here.
Well, and as you know, partner, my son Michael went to the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and they used to draw well. A college baseball team, they used to have stands full for some of their games.
Golden Knights have been a hugely successful hockey team. 10th pitch coming up. He's fouled off 6 so far, Jorge Barossa. And how about that? Jorge Barossa's run the count full. That cutter didn't get there. He has seen 10 pitches so far in this at bat. Jorge Barossa. 3-2. Wow.
Good.
That was impressive. That's the job when you're batting ninth. Get aboard for the big boys behind you. And so Barossa gets a gold star for that. Here's Marte, who flied out on the game's first pitch for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, gold star for Barossa right there. He's not the guy that's been the most patient at the plate. Usually picks on the first, second, or third pitch of an at bat, but grinding walk that time. Nice going.
When he was playing a lot earlier in the year, he was one of the Perdomo-like in terms of fouling off 2-strike pitches. Tied for the longest plate appearance of his career, 11 pitches. Let's check in with the comedy team of Lavello and Hovick in the latest episode of Tim Hovick and Santan Ford.
Name? What are you doing? Name, please. Torey Lavello? I'm not seeing it. Open the gate.
See, Torey's trying not to laugh there, but Hovick was the one that stayed in character.
Oh, yeah. Not seeing it.
That's just professional acting right there. You really believe that Torey's name was not on the list, although why he drives to the ballpark in full uniform,
yeah,
I'm not
that's
quite sure.
questionable.
Puzzling. Barossa at first, 2 outs. Here's Marte, 0 for 1. And they're against a left-hander who leads the major leagues in home runs allowed, so this is a perfect matchup for the Diamondbacks. Marte, a natural right-hand hitter. That's considered to be his power side. He hits it hard, but at third, boy, that Kuroda Grauer's getting everything down there. Can't get anything by him. And he's got a home run. That's the game's only run so far. It's still 1-0 Athletics after 3.
We're celebrating.
Well, time now for a look at our Liberty Mutual Insurance field coverage. And how about Mitch Pratt in a bases-loaded jam? Strikes out Shea Langoliers, the All-Star, then gets Kuroda Grauer, who had homered. And Heim flies out. He leaves him loaded. No run scored in that third. Our Liberty Mutual Insurance field coverage.
Not an easy way to go about your business. First 2 hits to start the inning, and then Langoliers, arguably one of their best hitters in the lineup, goes down on strikes. What a job.
So here we are, still 1-0. The Kuroda Grauer homer in the second, the game's only run. A's have out hit the Diamondbacks 4-2. Tommy White, the first baseman, is on board again. He's 2 for 2. He's only playing in his third big league game.
Other than the home run, that's the hardest hit ball in the game so far against Bratt. That went off the bat at 97, right back up the middle of the field. The home run came off the bat at 103. Everything else is under 91 miles an hour exit velocity.
That's what Josh Colmentor was saying during the pregame show about Mitch Pratt. It's you know, a 91, 92 fastball, but it's got a little hop to it, a little kick, so it misses the barrel of the bat more often than not. And when there is contact, it's not squared up all that much, which explains the terrific pitching numbers at Reno this year. He's at 60 pitches right now, 39 for strikes, and that's coming back here off the bat of Alika Williams, the ASU Sun Devil. Oakland is Oakland. There, it just did it. There's one.
There's one.
The A's have lost 19 of their last 23. The worst run differential in the majors. They've not won a series since the middle of June. But Mark Kotsay's club in the opener here has a 1-0 lead. Had some shakeups on Kotsay's staff. Pitching coach Scott Emerson was dismissed right at the All-Star break. Perdomo's camped out under this one off the bat of Williams. And there's one out in the fourth. Hey fans, for a limited time only, you can watch D-backs games in market live and on demand. Just $54.99 for the rest of the year. This is game 100. So are we still playing 162?
I think so, yeah.
All right, so there's 61 games left. $54.99 if my math is correct.
Uh-oh.
That's less than $1 a game. What a deal.
What a deal.
D-backs.tv. It's presented by Progressive, subject to national exclusivities. And a ball club that's only a half game out of a playoff spot, chasing a wild card, and you can watch all the games at dbacks.tv. Always got to check with you on the math.
Let me get my calculator out.
Gazintas. There goes White. Throw from Gabby's a good one, and they got him. Two outs in the fourth.
Well, another tough pitch to handle back there. We talked about the one that Langoliers threw to second base. I mean, that ball's almost on the ground, down and into a right-handed hitter, and you can't make a better throw than that. Right on the money.
There's a look from our dirt cam. Got that thing in there. Our director, Brian Moss, goes out there with a little shovel, and he digs a hole and then fills it in. Puts the camera in there. Now, if only we could take Moss cam and bury that in the ground somewhere. That would really be good. Henry Bolte, the rookie center fielder. There's, yeah, that's what dirt cam looks like. Look, it's even colored to look like the dirt, so it's hard to find. See, we thought of everything. It's a nice touch. And Gabby will challenge.
Pitch is called the ball. Catcher's shot.
Nick Lentz, our plate umpire, that appeared to be well out of the zone. And yeah, that's a miss for Gabby.
Call confirmed. Arizona has 1 out remaining.
A rare miss for Gabby. He's usually pretty good about those.
Maybe just trying to save Mitch Bratt some pitches here. That pitch count getting up at 66. And again, the expectation was he had a chance to get through 5 and maybe into the 6th. But he really threw a lot of pitches in that third. 2-2 on Bolte, who fouls that one back. Bolte, a second rounder by the A's 4 years ago at a Palo Alto high school. He's only 22 years old.
Bolte set a Pacific Coast League record earlier this year, had hits in 12 consecutive at-bats.
How about that, huh?
Wow.
That's hot. And he can really fly. 44 steals in the minor leagues last year. He was caught only twice. And Gabby hangs on to the foul tip on the slurve. Mitch Bratt picks up his third strikeout. He's through 4 but trails it 1-0.
It's, a little bit different spot, but I'm gonna try and treat it the same. Just go out there and have quality at bats and control what I can control, and I feel prepared and ready. So who knows what'll happen, but I feel ready to go.
Well, Tim Tawa, he is, of course, up second this inning. And, guys, we know he was on a tear. 7 hits, 7 RBIs at Dodgers Stadium, and then has continued to hit well against the St. Louis Cardinals here on the homestand. Guys, he said mainly what he worked on down in Reno was really the timing, and he feels like that timing has really come together for him in the last 10 days.
I'll say, boy, what we saw at Dodger Stadium, talking about Cowabunga. Lawrence Butler is off the bench for the Athletics. He's in there in right field for Colby Thomas, who got hit in the hand by that pitch back in the third. As Geraldo Perdomo leads off the home half. This is skied to left for Soderstrom. Room near the warning track.
Hey fans, if the D-backs hit a home run, you score a free jumbo jack at Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink.
Here is Tim Tower. Diamondbacks have done next to nothing against Spring so far. Just 2 singles. Perdomo in the first and Vargas in the second. Sowell flied out on the 3-2 pitch his first time up. He's batting third in center field tonight. And a slider at the knees for a strike. Jeffrey Springs is out of Belmont, North Carolina, a 30th round draft pick out of Appalachian State by the Rangers. Pitched as a reliever a couple of seasons in Texas, worked out of the Boston bullpen for a year, then Tampa Bay. Bounced around a bit. And a torn ACL in his right knee cost him most of his 2021 season. Came back and transitioned into a starter and did a nice job. So nice, in fact, the Rays gave him a 4-year, $31 million deal just before he went down again, this time with Tommy John surgery. So he's really battled some medical issues. Went to the A's before last season and did a nice job. A career high 11 wins, pitched over 170 innings, but he's had a tough time of it this year. Howell pokes it out to right. Butler just in there for Thomas. And there's 2 outs in the fourth. Right. Other than the Vargas base hit, they haven't done anything in terms of exit velocity.
No, not at all.
A lot of soft contact. Moreno grounded out his first time. Gabby in the cleanup spot. Gabby had a base and loaded walk to force in a run yesterday in that comeback over the Cardinals. So he has reached base safely now in 35 consecutive starts, dating all the way back to June 2nd. Over that stretch, he's hit .346.
You know, we talked a lot about Springs giving up home runs, 10 in his last 5 starts. He's also walked 14 guys in his last 5 starts, but
boy,
this is about as good as they've seen him lately.
1 walk, 1 strikeout, just the 2 singles allowed, and holding a 1-0 lead. A's have out hit the Diamondbacks 5-2. Check swing tapper. You always worry about kind of a letdown after a big emotional win in a game the day before, the night before. It's just part of human nature. You'd like to keep it going the way they've been playing. The sweep at Dodger Stadium. Win the season series over the Cardinals. They've clinched that already. They've won 6 of 7. You want to keep it going. Against a struggling A's team, you got a golden opportunity here to pad that win column. Don't want to let it slip away. Every game is so important now. This is game 100 on the year. 2-2.
I'm kind of surprised by this. The Diamondbacks have 5 balls in play over 100 miles an hour. Now, fortunately, 4 of them went for outs.
I'm surprised by that, too.
Unfortunately, but then the Vargas single was the one that we were talking about. He ripped that ball into left field.
He sure did. There's Ildemaro, hoping to get a chance here. Still 2-2 on Gabriel Moreno. Mitch Pratt. Pitch count is a little higher than they like. Pratt so far 68 pitches, 45 strikes through 4. Won't chase up there, and it's full. 3-2. Eighth pitch of the at-bat to Moreno coming up. Got that in and jammed him. A slider off the handle of the bat, and it's a 1-2-3 fourth for Springs, who's hanging on to that 1-0 lead.
Hey, buddy, what are you?
Back with you from Chase Field. Diamondbacks opening a 3-game set from or with the Athletics, and they trail it 1-0 here in the 5th inning as we get a look around the league, brought to us by Bet365.
Here's what's going on in terms of the wild card race. The Cardinals are winning at Los Angeles 2-1. It's early against the Angels. The Marlins are just backing up. They're losing at Houston. Phillies beat the Dodgers. And you've got to watch the Nationals. The Cubs are losing now. Washington winning at Colorado. Pirates lost at the Bronx. And how about the Boston Red Sox, who've won 14 games in a row? Caleb Durbin, the former Brewer, broke up a tie game in the bottom of the 8th with a Fenway Park home run.
Wow, boy, they are rolling.
They are rolling in the nation. Diamondbacks rolling as well, 3 over 500, only a half game out. So all those teams, Cubs, Phillies, Cardinals, Marlins, Pirates, Nationals, got to keep an eye on them every night here. It's that time of year. As Jacob Wilson out of GCU sends Waldschmidt back to the wall, and this one's going to clear the wall. Wilson 6th, and the A's with a couple of solo homers off Mitch Brad have a 2-0 lead.
Well, you can see why the A's missed Jacob Wilson so badly when he was on that injured list. This guy is some kind of player.
On a Grand Canyon, the number 6 pick in the first round of the draft 3 years ago. He's already got his contract extension, $70 million. Why refi? As a slow-mo look. Tyler Soderstrom, 6th of the year for Jacob Wilson. 399 feet. So Joshua Kuroda-Grauer in the 2nd and Jacob Wilson in the 5th. 2 solo homers, all the scoring so far. Soderstrom singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2. And Brad got slurved by him. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch was at 68 pitches through 4. And we'll start to get some stirring in the Diamondback bullpen.
And the strategy of the A's is not hard to figure out. They've got 6 hits in the game. 4 of them came on the first pitch, including both of the home runs.
And this one hangs up in right field. Jorge Barros is there. Figuring a young pitcher and only his 3rd major league start is going to want to throw strike 1 and get ahead in counts.
Yeah, that's what every pitching coach tells young guys when they go out there to take the mound. Get ahead in the count, throw strikes.
So looking up there, look for a first pitch fastball and whack it. That's what they've done. Langoliers, the All-Stars, walked and struck out. Brian Kaplan, the pitching coach, headed for the bullpen phone here. You weren't with us at Dodger Stadium, but we had a bit of a mishigas with the phone.
Yeah, I was watching.
Oh, the phone wouldn't ring. Torey Villa was running on the field, trying to get somebody down to the Dodger bullpen to say, hey, get somebody up. And they had to run on the field and stop the game and say, hey, answer the phone. It's like Uncle Leo. Jerry, hello.
Why are you so angry?
Here's Juan Burgos, who just got called up today from Reno, his 2nd stint with the Diamondbacks. Philip Abner went back to Reno. They needed a fresh arm back there. The bullpen's getting a little tired, and they've had to use a lot of those guys here. It's a tough stretch for the Diamondbacks. After this 3-game set with the A's, they go on that 4-city road trip, 1 in St. Louis on Thursday. And then it's a tour of the Midwest. It's a tough trip. They'll go to Washington for a critical series against the Nationals, and then 3 big wild card games at Pittsburgh before finishing up in Cleveland against the Guardians. Two and 2 on Shea Langoliers. Langoliers came in hitting .336 against lefties, but so far he's walked and struck out against Mitch Brad. Lawrence Butler, who replaced Colby Thomas in right field, is on deck. Right at the belt, that slurve dropped in there beautifully. They caught him looking. 3rd strikeout for Mitch Brad, and there's 2 outs in the 5th.
You see that happen a lot when a left-hander throws a backdoor breaking ball to a right-hander. They quit on it so quickly. They see the ball out of the pitcher's hand. They recognize, oh, that's over in the left-handed batter's box, and then it takes that late break, comes right back to the zone.
First at bat tonight for Lawrence Butler, left-on-left matchup. 26-year-old outfielder. The offensive production for Butler has dropped this year considerably. OPS is well below 600. He's batting 193 on the year. Been a productive player last couple of seasons for the A's.
I've never seen an all yellow bat
until now. Well, it goes with a color scheme. Oh, just beyond the reach of Ildemaro at second, and Butler's aboard with good speed. It's like the Players Weekend bats where the guys get the bats that look like a big pencil.
Oh yeah. I've seen those
with the little eraser. But yeah, that's a banana bat right there. Yeah, 2 shades of yellow, in fact. 7 hits now for the Athletics. Joshua Kuroda-Grauer has homered and struck out. His solo shot in the second made it 1-0 A's. Jacob Wilson followed up with his solo homer earlier in this inning.
I mentioned earlier that Kuroda-Grauer handles the bat extremely well. He's got that Gabby lane open on the right side of the infield. Wouldn't be surprised to see him take a shot that direction.
He took a shot all right.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, gotta watch out for Butler with real good speed on the bases. Kuroda-Grauer, 23-year-old rookie, is down. That one got him. Oh, it got him in a really uncomfortable spot. Boy, right off the bat too. Usually you see that if it hits the ground and comes back up.
Yeah.
But that got him on the way down. Kuroda-Grauer was leading all of minor league baseball in hits when he got called up for his big league debut late last month. To replace Jacob Wilson, who was out with a minor right thumb problem. Now they're both active and both in there on the left side of the infield tonight, but hopefully Kuroda-Grauer is going to be able to continue.
I don't mean to give too much information here, but there's a lot of players in the major leagues now that do not wear protective cups. I can't understand it. I wear a cup to watch games on TV.
Well, are they? Is Joan throwing stuff at you?
Most of the time,
change the channel. You sit in your uniform, right? Put on an old Giants uniform and watch the game.
Walking around on my cleats
like Bobby Cox, the late great Bobby Cox. Don't wear your cleats in the kitchen. How many times have I told you?
But obviously you can imagine it doesn't feel good when you're wearing a protective cup, but if you're not, I cannot imagine.
Yeah, that one really got him. And there's been catchers who obviously do wear the protective cup. The wild pitch catches them in the wrong spot, and they have serious injuries down there. They're going to get him on his feet, thank goodness. It's a very promising young player, Kuroda-Grauer, out of New Jersey, a 3rd-round pick from Rutgers. Versatile defender. He plays third base, second base, shortstop. This is a guy that's hit everywhere he's been. He played 2 seasons for Bourne in the Cape Cod League. Hit .428 in the Big Ten in his last season at Rutgers. More walks than strikeouts. He's hit everywhere he's been. Mark Kotze, the skipper there on the right. They've already had to take Colby Thomas out after he got hit by that pitch. You don't want to lose Kuroda-Grauer here. A's recently did add Donovan Walton to their roster, the veteran infielder who was let go by the Angels. But thankfully, the young man is able to continue. And there's a smile on his face, a smile and a look of relief, I bet. That was scary. Athletics have out-hit the Diamondbacks 7-2. They lead at 2-0 on the 2 solo homers. They have Lawrence Butler at first base and 2 outs and a 0-1 count on Joshua Kuroda-Grauer. Just his 16th career major league game. Has already hit his first big league home run. Changeup is a swing and miss, and it's 0-2. Mitch Bratt so far has walked 1. He's hit a batter, and he has struck out 3. Burgos is ready in the Diamondback bullpen. Bratt trying to get through 5. Boy, Mitch Bratt coming down that mound, he's just like a runaway horse.
I was just thinking the same thing. Legs flying everywhere.
Yep. I mean, it's sometimes he almost falls over when he lands. That leg comes sweeping across. That Cobra Kai delivery he's got. There goes Butler on the move, and Kuroda-Grauer knocks it into right center. Butler will get third easily here. Back-to-back 2-out singles. Second hit for Joshua Kuroda-Grauer. All's well that ends well. Torey Lovullo looks like he's headed for the steps, and he's going to have to go get Burgos. No sign yet from Torey. And get another look, and he will make the move. He gave Mitch Bratt the chance to get through 5 innings, but he couldn't quite get that final hitter with 2 outs. And so Mitch Bratt's day will end here in his Chase Field debut, responsible for 2 runners and trailing 2-0. Back after this on D-Backs TV. Mitch Bratt had to throw a lot of pitches. Nearly got out of that 5th inning, but he'll leave responsible for runners on the corners in 2 outs after the Jacob Wilson leadoff homer to start the inning. And here's the 26-year-old right-hander Juan Burgos, his 2nd appearance this year, just recalled from Reno today. Made his season debut with Tampa Bay back on June 26th, won 1 1/3. He'll get the veteran catcher Jonah Heim with Butler at third base, and Kuroda-Grauer at first. Heim is 0 for 2. He's the other half of the catching core with Shea Langoliers in the lineup tonight at the DH spot. A veteran switch hitter, former All-Star in Texas. Cutter misses up and away.
A pretty easy move for Torey, given the fact that Bratt had thrown so many pitches and the fact that Jonah Heim against right-handed pitching hits 176, against lefties 293.
And the numbers say that's time to make the move.
Yep.
Just foul at first. Well, Mitch did a really nice job to wiggle off the hook with a bases loaded and 1 out in that 3rd. Struck out Kuroda-Grauer, got Heim to fly out, but he was at 58 pitches through 3, and the math was kind of stacked up against him there in terms of the pitch count. And now it's up to Burgos to clean this up. Got his first look at the big leagues last year, 4 appearances with Seattle, and then came to the Diamondbacks at the trade deadline in the Gino Suarez deal. Made 9 appearances for the Diamondbacks last year. And Heim pops this one up. Let's see if Gabby has room. He's near the netting. Mask goes aside, and he's got it. So Burgos gets the final out. Wilson's homer, his 6th, makes it 2-0 A's. Now one of the heroes from yesterday's record-tying comeback, Nolan Arenado, the home run that tied it up. He's 1 hit away from 2,000. This is hit number 1 back in 2013 at Dodger Stadium for the Rockies. And they somehow scored that a base hit.
Well, I think they figured the third baseman wasn't going to be able to make a play at first.
So then 1,998 hits later, he did that yesterday. And he's on deck to start the 5th. Behind Ildemaro Vargas, 1 hit shy of 2,000. I think the Diamondbacks would be licking their chops to get to Jeffrey Springs here, the left-hander who has given up more home runs than any pitcher in the majors and more earned runs than any pitcher in the American League, but he's limited them so far to just 2 singles, and he has a 2-0 lead as Vargas starts off the 5th. Diamondbacks 15-7 against left-hand starters this year. That's the major's best record, but they've done next to nothing against Springs. Hayes with a pair of solo home runs. Well, tomorrow smoked 106 miles an hour for one of the 2 Diamondback hits in the second. And now leading off the 5th, down 1 ball and 2 strikes. Arenado on deck, then it's Tyler Locklear. Well, Tomorrow reaches out and pokes it to right center, but Henry Bolte gets over there. And there's one away. Here comes Nolan, 1 hit shy of 2,000. He said the other day he's trying not to get caught up in it too much. He'd love to get it done as soon as possible. Got to move on, but it should be quite a moment. Hopefully this is it. The list of career third basemen with at least 2,000 hits. 20 pretty impressive names, as you might imagine. Adrian Beltre, Wade Boggs, Brooks Robinson, Buddy Bell, Aaron Howes, top 5. And you go further on down the list, you see Eddie Matthews and Ron Santo, Mike Schmidt, obviously, Manny Machado, Scott Rowland. And Nolan Arenado about to join that list. Sliders up high, 2-1.
Yeah, besides being good hitters, all those guys really good defenders as well. Third base.
Boy, Greg Nettles, one of the all-timers. He always gets overlooked defensively, Greg Nettles.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, he was something.
He used to yell at me.
Well, what'd you do?
I was playing third base at old Jack Murphy, Qualcomm, whatever it was called at the time, and he yelled at me for not cleaning up my garden. You know, guys.
Just when you were playing third base?
Yeah, I was playing third base, and he was playing for the Padres.
Right. Yeah, he and Garvey were on Padres, which was kind of weird.
Yeah, and you know, base runners go by and they tear up the baseline, and you're supposed to go out. And, you know, you see guys do it all the time between pitches, smoothing out the bumps, smoothing out the dirt. He says, "Hey, Bradley, clean up your garden, will you?"
Fields are sacred. 2-2 on Arenado. Arenado down the line, and there's 2,000 for Nolan. He's into second with a double. 2,000 career hits for the great Nolan Arenado. The 21st third baseman in Major League history to crack the 2,000 hit mark.
The 298th player all time to reach 2,000 hits.
Future Hall of Famer, tip your cap. And the fans are on their feet.
Right now there have been 23,663 players in the major leagues. 298 of them had 2,000 or more hits. That's 0.012% of major leaguers that have reached that milestone.
Great job by the Diamondback fans here to acknowledge Nolan, who's been such a big contributor this year, his first season in Arizona. And they brought the tying run at the plate now for Tyler Locklear. Locklear pokes that out short center. Bolte coming in. He's got great speed. And able to get to that one easily for the second out. That D-backs double from Nolan Arenado gets you $15 off your next Uber Eats order of $30 or more. Just use code D-backs 2026.
Seems so appropriate that Nolan's 2,000th hit was a screaming line drive toward the left field line.
It would have been really better if he almost hooked it right on the line.
Yeah, right on the line.
We'll certainly take that one. Ryan Waldschmidt. Sweepers low. Waldy struck out in the third, chased a couple of springs, change-ups down and away. So watch out for that pitch here. Arenado at second with 2 outs. Well, that was it. Did that twice in the last at bat. That changeup, he just can't lay off it. Of course, changeup down, followed by the fastball up. So now 2-1 used to be back in the day. A fastball count, not anymore.
Not anymore.
You might see anything here. Yep, case in point, tried to change again. That was nowhere close. It's 3-1. Barossa, who had an 11-pitch walk his first time up, would be next. There's a look at Nolan Arenado from Dirt Cam. 2,000 hits later.
That's a lot of hits,
isn't it? Woo. Not to mention the 10 Gold Gloves. Same thing. Every time he's thrown him that pitch anywhere near that corner, Waldy is bit and swung and missed. 70 pitches, 44 strikes for Springs. Full count, 3-2. Runs the fastball in there, and it just caught the inner half of the zone for Nick Lentz. And they strand Arenado, but congratulations to Nolan Arenado on his way to Cooperstown via Phoenix. 2,000 career hits. Tip of the cap.
Taco Bell's new $3.
Nolan Arenado, a double. 2,000 career hits, and in honor of Nolan Arenado's 2,000 hits, the first 2,000 fans to use the code NOLAN2K will unlock $10 bleacher tickets to the game against one of his former teams, the Rockies, for that whole series, August 10, 11, and 12. Get your tickets, dbacks.com. We have run this through Gonzo. He has approved this. Everything run through Gonzo.
Everything.
First 2,000 fans to use the code NOLAN2K will unlock $10 bleacher seats to that Rockies series, August 10, 11, and 12. Get your tickets now at dbacks.com. It's a flash sale. Flash!
Flash!
That's what they used to say back in your old radio days, right? Flash! Tommy White, who's singled twice, leads off the 6th against Juan Burgos, on in relief of Mitch Bratt.
A pretty nice job by Mitch Bratt tonight. 17 of 23 first pitch strikes. Unfortunately, a couple of those got whacked out of the ballpark. Only 3 hard hit balls against him all night.
2-1 on Tommy White, the first baseman, playing in only his 3rd major league game. Just got called up last Friday. Former star at LSU. Former ASU Sun Devil, Alika Williams, on deck behind him. Well, it's going to get on the other side of the netting out of play. Tommy White, part of an A's 2024 draft class, so that's almost exactly 2 years ago. 4 players from that draft have already seen big league time.
How about that?
And I think Mark Kotsay says that White's got a runway here with Nick Kurtz on the IL right now. He's got a right thumb injury, so White getting an opportunity at first base.
Ouch.
That sinker got in there to eat, and it just took a bite out of White. Tommy White, in 3 years in college, 1 at NC State, 2 at LSU, had nearly 250 RBIs in less than 190 games.
Get out of here.
3 seasons in college, hit 75 home runs. Really can hit, this kid. Just 23 years old. Split the season this year between AA Midland and Las Vegas at AAA. Hit over 300 in the minors this year. And now here he is. 8th pitch of the at-bat from Juan Burgos on the way. It's 2-2. And how about Tommy White? Came in 1 for 6 in his career. So far tonight, he's 3 for 3.
Well, hitters are going to hit. Given his history that you just told us about, I got to believe this guy's going to hit at the big league level.
Put up massive offensive numbers at LSU. Hitters be hitting. Malika Williams 0 for 2. Sun Devil starting at second base. Tries to bunt, but that goes foul. They lost Wilson twice this year with a couple of injuries, so they went to Pittsburgh and got Williams for some shortstop depth, and he is a terrific defender, so much so that even with Wilson back, they've kept Williams in the starting lineup. He's at second base tonight. A really, really good defender.
Whoa. I think that might have got a piece of his chin right there. Maybe the jaw guard. I'm not quite sure.
I haven't seen a call from Nick Lentz.
No.
Let's see.
Oh, man.
Mark Kotze coming out to look with the athletic trainer for the A's.
Look, it almost hit him in the throat.
Or did it hit the face guard?
I don't know.
Well,
wow.
Henry Bolte is coming into bat. And White has already moved into second base, so it must have gotten him somewhere. Nick Lentz must have signaled hit batter. He'll take his base at first. So that's a hit by pitch. We've already lost Colby Thomas, who got hit in the hand by a pitch back in the third. Brian Kaplan's going to go out to the mound. Maybe graze the chest.
Yeah.
Of the uniform. A little too close to comfort either way. Let's get this now from Jack in the Box.
Don't get FOMO. Get my Philly style bonus Jack combos and new Philly Munchie Meal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Well, Kaplan trying to settle Burgos down. A single and a hit batter have put 2 on and nobody out for the number 9 man, the rookie Henry Bolte, who was 0 for 2. Burgos on in relief of Mitch Bratt. He came on to get the final out of the 5th inning. Bratt, 2 runs, 8 hits. He went 4 2/3. A walk and 4 strikeouts, gave up a pair of solo homers. Mitch threw 84 pitches, 58 strikes. Bolte 0 for 2. He bats 9th. 22-year-old rookie. White at second and Williams at first. There's a little check back there on Tommy White.
And that's what that inside move to second base is designed to do. They had no intention of trying to pick off the runner at second base. They just wanted to see if Bolte would tip what he's going to do at the plate, and he was showing bunt.
Locklear coming in from first. Bolte squares, bunts at third base side. Arenado's on it. Bare hand play, and they got him. What a play by Nolan Arenado. But Bolte gets the job done. He puts 2 in scoring position now for the top of the order, Jacob Wilson, who homered his last time up.
I think 2,000 hits is a big deal. This is about the 25,000th time that he's made a barehanded play at third base and thrown out a runner on what appeared to be a possible base hit.
10 gold gloves, 6 consecutive platinum gloves as the best defender at any position in the league. And a real jam here for Burgos. Wilson is singled and homered. Perdomo coming home. And they're able to get the tag on White. Hit awfully slowly to short, but fortunately the infielder was in enough to get White at the plate. And that's out number 2.
A good break off of third base, just as you said. Easy play for Perdomo, comes in a step or two. The throw was to the first base side, but plenty of time for Gabby to put that tag on.
So Williams gets into third.
Now, one thing to notice on that play, Gabby, after he caught the throw from Perdomo, held the baseball in his bare hand inside the glove, making sure to secure that ball. Runners will come in there and try to kick the ball out of your glove sometimes, but if you've got your throwing hand on the ball inside the glove to protect it, you're usually able to hang on like Gabby did right there.
Let's see if Burgos can put a 0 on the board. He's got Williams at third and Wilson now at first on the fielder's choice. Soderstrom, the hitter, he's singled into third. 1 for 3. Well, tapper off the side of the mound. Vargas has got it. Quick flip to Jerry. And Burgos gets that ground ball out. In the 6th inning, it stays 2-0 Athletics.
Athletics lead the Diamondbacks 2-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. Troy Lovullo did have a large injury update today, and it did involve some starting pitchers as well as a couple relievers. Michael Soroka, guys, will throw a bullpen tomorrow. Sim game is on the table for Saturday. Ryan Nelson threw out to 60 feet yesterday and today. And Justin Martinez, things are going really well for him. He'll throw another live BP Wednesday, and then he'll be moving on and eventually get to games. So again, Zach Gallen is another guy on the IL with that elbow issue, and while Torrey has said surgery is not looking like it's on the table, he visited with Dr. Ella Trash today.
We can see some defensive changes for the Athletics as Jorge Barroso leads it off against Springs. Alika Williams moves from second base over to third and replaces Joshua Kuroda Grauer, who hit that ball off his midsection earlier. And Donovan Walton, who was just let go by the Angels right at the All-Star break, has taken over at second base. Barroso sends one deep to left center field, and that ball is going to bounce off the wall. Jorge's on the run, and he's got a leadoff double. So Barroso, batting ninth, has walked and doubled, and here comes the top of the order.
Boy, barreled that ball. I thought it had a chance to get out of here initially off the bat. It's right near the base of the wall out there in left center field. Good start for the D-backs here.
Here comes Ketel Marte, who was 0 for 2. He gets his third look at Springs here. Still waiting for Ketel to get sprung.
I'd like to see Ketel be a little more patient. We know that when he's taking his walks and working deep counts, that's when he's at his best. So far today, 2 plate appearances. He's seen a total of 3 pitches.
He gets like that sometimes, gets on those runs. Activity in the Athletics bullpen now. Luis Medina got that 4-seamer down and in on Marte. Ketel had 4 hits and a base on balls in the Cardinals series over the weekend. And you'd think this is a guy that he would be running up to the batter's box to face. It's been a quiet month at the plate for Ketel Marte. He's hitting only .220 in July. 3 RBIs in 14 games this month. Got to get him going again. 2 balls and a strike. There it goes. Way back. Ketel Marte. Goodbye. Oh, you knew it was coming. This was the dream matchup for Marte against Springs, who has given up more home runs than any pitcher in the major leagues. He hit it 109 miles an hour off the bat, and he smoked it. We're tied up.
Boy, and high in the air to left field. That ball was absolutely murdered.
That almost seemed inevitable. Yep. Give him enough look at Springs. That was going to happen. His 18th of the year.
Way over the bullpen out there in left field.
It's a jumbo jack. Free jumbo jack tomorrow with Jack in the Box with a purchase of a large drink. Mark Kotsay out to the mound. He's got Medina, who the Diamondbacks have seen before as a starter. Well, that's not Mark Kotsay, pardon me. That's the interim pitching coach, Dan Hubbs, who will try to buy some time for Medina in their bullpen. The A's recently made a coaching change. They dismissed their pitching coach, Scott Emerson. And Dan Hubbs, who had been the bullpen coach, is serving as the interim pitching coach for the rest of the year. Marte's 18th has tied it up.
I'm going to update this number I gave you earlier. Ketel Marte against right-handed, batting as a right-hander, excuse me, against left-handed pitching. No homers in his first 58 plate appearances. He's now had 8 in his last 52.
27th given up by Jeffrey Springs. That's the most in the majors. He's increased a lead that I'm sure he'd like to get rid of. A double and a homer start the 6th. Here's Perdomo. Jerry pops up the bunt. Williams back at third. He can't pick it up. And now, just like yesterday against the Cardinals, that mid-game momentum is turning. That's a base hit for Perdomo.
Took a little longer than we hoped, but good play right there by Jerry. After something happens on the field, whether it's an error or an extra base hit, and there's some excitement and the fans are cheering and everybody's kind of caught up in the moment, that's when that bunt will work great.
Remember, Alika Williams just moved from second to third base. Conce will get Springs out of there. Medina's on his way in. We're on our way to a break in a tie game.
So I hammered the rudder.
Offensive outburst in the 6th, highlighted by Ketel Marte's 18th home run of the year. And made it a 2-2 game here with the Athletics, the opener of a 3-game set. And here is the right-hander Luis Medina, who had Tommy John surgery August of 24, cost him all of last year. Diamondbacks have seen him twice before as a starter. He's now working out of the Athletics bullpen.
See 52 strikeouts in 43 2/3 innings pitched. Got a couple different fastballs, a four-seamer and a sinker, throws a slider, a change, and a curve.
Double homer single have started this inning against Springs. Now Tawa gets first look at Medina. Tim Tawa shows bunt, pulls back, takes a ball. Did not offer, says Hunter Wendelstedt. Tim bats third. He's in center. He's 0 for 2. He's flied out twice. Their staff is over there with their abacus. Got to upgrade the equipment, by the way. Jeffrey Springs in his first 72 pitches tonight gave up just 3 hits. Then he gave up 3 hits on the last 6 pitches. Wow. That third time through the lineup thing. Tower again shows bunt, pulls back. That's a strike. That sinker got there. It's 1-1.
How many times have you seen a major league team bunt with their number 3 hitter?
Well, it's that kind of year.
Yeah, that kind of lineup tonight.
What makes it interesting? Burroughs has walked, doubled, and scored. Tawa's batting third. He is part of Jeff Bannister's bunting group. They call it the bunting group. There's a number of people who are pretty good at that, and Banny is in charge of those guys. They have bunting contests, usually once a homestand, and Banny is the referee and sole judge and occasional executioner. Now the 1-2. Perdomo holds. Tawa strikes out. Good change up there from Medina. One out now for Gabby. Moreno 0 for 2. In the cleanup spot, he has grounded out, popped out. How about this? It's been exactly 50 games for Gabriel Moreno. Exactly 50. Since he was hitting .203 for the season. That was back on May 12th. Now he's hitting .301.
Amazing.
50 games to go up by 100 points.
To raise your average that much after you have a whole bunch of plate appearances under your belt.
Yeah, halfway through the month of May, he was batting .203. And look what's open, Bob. We built you a sign for Gabby.
Oh, I like it.
There's some room over there with Tommy White holding Perdomo on the bag at first.
Very nice.
Got a sound effect and everything. Yeah, in those 50 games, by the way, where Gabby has raised his average, he's hit .343.
And walked a whole bunch.
More than he struck out.
Yeah.
But he's behind at the count here. No balls and 2 strikes against Luis Medina. Saw Medina as a starter a couple of times. In fact, back at the Coliseum. Did pretty well against the Diamondbacks. 11 strikeouts in a combined 12 innings. Did walk 5 guys over that span. But he's got some pretty nasty stuff. All the runs tonight coming on homers. Solo shots for the Athletics. Joshua Kuroda-Grauer and Jacob Wilson. Diamondbacks, a 2-run homer by Ketel Marte. Kevin Ginkel getting loose in the Sanderson Ford bullpen.
Gabby likes him up there.
What's the trick to using the opposite field the way he does?
I think it's just the fact that he waits so long for the ball to get into the hitting area. You let it get deep is a saying that hitters use. But he recognizes pitches, especially from the middle of the plate away and especially up. And when he sees those pitches, he just goes into automatic swing mode, drive it to right.
I'm amazed that every team doesn't try to jam him in. You put something on the outer half for him, he's going to poke it right into right field.
Yep.
As we've seen about 1,000,000 times. 2-2. A little too far out there with the slider. Now it's full. Vargas on deck.
And one thing about that approach, you have to have confidence in yourself that if the pitcher does come inside with a fastball, that you're still quick enough to get the bat to the ball. And we've seen Gabby do that too.
Yeah, we've seen him pull it down the line and out to left field. Coming in here. There goes Cherry. And that's ball 4. And throws into center. That was ball 4, and Langoliers on the walk, throw it into center field. And Perdomo gets a free 90 feet.
As a catcher in that situation, you're trying to get rid of the ball as quickly as you can. But you got to know that pitch was not in the strike zone. Neither middle infielder was even close to the bag at second base.
Langoliers is challenging, and he might have had a point.
Call is overturned.
So Moreno strikes out. Perdomo still gets third. But Gabby is out at first, or out on the strikeout, I should say. So he's coming off the bag. That's a strikeout. A stolen base and an E2 puts Perdomo at third. You're only supposed to get 2 seconds. Now that's in slow mo. Is that live speed or slow mo? That might be the.
Yeah, that would seem like a long delay before he asked for the challenge.
And is there some interference situation going on here? That's a discussion. All 4 umpires are huddled up near the mound. Vic Carapaza with the glasses there facing. He was the crew chief. He's the second base umpire. And it's obviously something enough to merit a discussion. Take a look.
No contact whatsoever. If you're going to get interference on a hitter on a throw to second base, but you could see how long that delay was. He watched the ball go into center field before ultimately challenging.
It's supposed to be immediate, and immediate is defined as 2 seconds or less. If you're going to challenge, you have to do it within 2 seconds. And that might have been outside the lines. They're still talking, the umpires, all huddled up. And this is where you'd like an explanation as to what's happening. You've got paying customers in the building, and the umpires have done a wonderful job communicating when there are challenges. But in situations like this, somebody needs to get on a microphone and tell people who've paid to be here what's happening down there. And that's where they miss the boat. Mark Kotze getting an explanation here from Nick Lentz, the plate umpire. You've got a discussion with all 4 umpires huddled up there. This is obviously taking a long time. People need to know what they're talking about. And the umpires have made tremendous progress in communicating to the fans, but they're still missing some stuff like this. So it's up to us just to guess what this is all about, and it's hard to tell from way up here.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly didn't seem like any interference on Gabby's part, interfering with Langolier's throw to second base. There was no contact made whatsoever.
Was there something? So that only leaves us with some kind of interference, perhaps at second base, with the Athletics trying to make Perdomo go back to second. But he's at third now with 2 outs, and the batter's Ildemaro Vargas. Base hit here gives them the lead, and that's a low strike call. And there, whoa. That's quicker. That was a lot quicker than Langolier's. Nick Lentz would not give him the challenge on a missed call.
That's not right.
And Jeff Bannister is using some bad words. Now Vargas did look over toward the dugout or the coach box. That might be the issue. Not the time. You're not allowed to look for help anywhere, so it might not be a 2-second thing. Let's just keep that in mind. And we're not likely to get an explanation. Let's take a look. Use your pitch time clock here. Yeah, see, he looks. Yeah, you can't do that. Yep, that's a good call. You can't do that. You cannot look for help anywhere. And they are adamant about that process. That's why the challenge has to be immediate, so you don't have time to look to a coach or a teammate for help. Fastball's low at 99 from Medina. J.R. House coaching at third. Jerry's down there after his base hit. Stolen base and the error by Langoliers on the throw. That's actually a really good job by Nick Lentz to not give him that challenge.
Yeah, on that one.
Yeah, in that particular circumstance. There's a block by Langoliers.
Yeah, I mentioned Langoliers had issues with pass balls and wild pitches. That one blocked nicely.
2-2 on Vargas. Perdomo 90 feet away is the go-ahead run.
Tell you, Geraldo Perdomo's coming so far down that third baseline. I got to believe Medina out there is thinking about stepping off and running right at it.
Kevin Ginkel did that once in San Diego.
Yeah.
He took off. I forget. It might have been Manny Machado. I'm not sure. But Ginkel had the ball on the mound and just ran at third base. You never know. Vargas deep to center. Volte's got room in front of the track, and they leave Perdomo at third base in an eventful bottom of the 6th inning, highlighted by this. Ketel Marte is 18th of the year, and after 6, we're all tied at 2.
Hey, Kevin. Let's.
Jeff Bannister, Diamondbacks intrepid bench coach, having a, well, let's call it a chat with plate umpire Nick Lentz, who appeared to make the correct call. And again, we're only basing this on what we can see from the video evidence, but it did look like Ildemaro Vargas looked for help and then decided to challenge, and that is strictly against the rules. Banny's making a strong case, and Nick Lentz, to his credit, is letting Jeff speak his mind here. And that's about as animated as it got, but from what we can see, I think that's a good call by Nick Lentz. Here's Kevin Ginkel, 43 appearances. He had 2 scoreless outings in each of the D-backs' last 3 series, including Friday and Saturday here against the Cardinals. And he'll face Shane Langoliers, the all-star catcher for the Athletics, to lead off the 7th. 2 runs, 9 hits for the A's, 2 runs, 6 hits for the Diamondbacks. This game's getting a little spicy. Got replays and challenges and arguments. Got rain. It's raining here.
Yeah. Inside the building a little bit.
It's raining just in one little spot directly in front of the Athletics dugout. And we know it's coming down in buckets out there in the valley as the Haboob moves his way through. There's a shot of it.
There you go.
So it's not too bad. I think it was in San Francisco where a seagull dropped a. No, I think it was here. a seagull or something. Somebody dropped a chicken nugget on Randall Delgado's.
Yeah. I couldn't think of who it was, but I remember when that happened.
Yeah, it was at San Francisco. It was the garlic fry fell right on the bill of his cap. And Langoliers with a leadoff single. He's aboard for the second time. Speaking of haboobs, well, pick up the exclusive Serpientes Haboob Globe on Saturday, August 22nd. Hey, fans, before the D-backs against the Reds matchup, courtesy of Estrella Jalisco. Get your tickets and your Haboob Globe at dbacks.com. Reds will be in town August 22nd. It's haboobing outside.
Yes, it is.
Lawrence Butler right up the middle. Jerry knocks it down. They're not going to get anything here as it rolls way out to center. Boy, Lawrence Butler, that thing came flying off his bat.
Yeah, 103.5 that time. Pretty much right at Perdomo up the middle of the field. Just tried to block it up. Flip on to Vargas to get the force at second base, but that ball took a bite out of him that time. Yeah. Looked like it hit him in the midsection.
104 miles an hour on a hop right at you. There's a look from Dirt Cam. So right away the Athletics 2 on and no outs. First at bat tonight for Donovan Walton, who came into play second base after they moved Zalika Williams to third when Joshua Kuroda Grauer had to come out of the game. Walton shows bunt. Gabby's got it. In foul territory.
Oh, man. They had Langoliers out in the middle of nowhere, but nobody covering second base.
Arenado crashed in from third. Perdomo ran over to cover third.
And Vargas was doing the same thing on the right side as Locklear charged.
Is that the wheel play? Let's see.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, wheel play is where you leave second base unoccupied, and sometimes that bites you.
Yeah, try to get the lead runner at third base. Langoliers does not run well. That's usually when you use that wheel play, a slow runner at second base, and hope to get the force out at third.
A foul pop-up caught by Moreno. Walton's out of there. Here's Jonah Heim, who was 0 for 3, the DH. Langoliers at second. Butler with terrific speed at first. Heim is their other catcher. He's in the lineup as the designated hitter tonight. And it's on a play and it's 0-2. 97 from Kevin Ginkel. The rookie Tommy White, who's 3 for 3 with 3 singles, is the on-deck hitter for the Athletics. And both bullpens have been busy. Left-hander Jose Suarez, who has had a rough year back there for the Athletics, giving up a lot of base hits. Fastball way up high on 0-2. Athletics 15 games under 500. They've lost 19 of their last 23. They had a 2-0 lead after 5. Diamondbacks got 2 back in the 6th on the Marte home run. So here we are tied up in the 7th. Ryan spanks that one foul. Dirt Cam gives you those unique looks. Jay Langoliers at second. Lawrence Butler at first. A little peek back there. Bobby Crosby coaching at third for the A's. And a foul ball off the bat of Jonah Heim. Heim has been an offensive contributor here. There's Bobby Crosby, former A's infielder. Ryan Christensen coaching at first.
Christensen, a former D-back, briefly.
Once a D-back, always a D-back. Ginkel trying to put Heim away here. It's 2-2 now. Wouldn't bite on that slider. Heim's got 8 home runs in just over 40 games since he joined the A's after Atlanta let him go. And there's White waiting on deck. Just his 3rd big league game, and he's 3 for 3. Oh, he chased the high fastball way up high. Moreno able to hang on to the foul tip. And there's 2 outs for Ginkel.
That's a good pitch for a guy that relies so heavily on that downer slider. If you can throw a 4-seamer up there, a lot of guys are going to chase that pitch because they don't want to get to the slider.
Now you got to get an answer for Tommy White. 3 singles. All pretty much through the left side of the infield. Just the 3rd game of his big league career. Got called up on Friday. 2 on and 2 out in a tie game. The slider's ball 1. Another slider. RBI spot for White. It was an RBI machine in college at LSU. Led the nation in runs batted in college. 2nd round pick. Sinker's on the corner. Gabby will challenge. Nick Lentz may have missed that one.
Pitcher's called the ball. Catcher's challenge.
Right on the corner. It was called the ball, and it is a strike, says T-Mobile.
Ball's overturned. Count is 2-1.
2 balls and a strike to count now on Tommy White.
Perfect pitch right there.
Ginkel knocks it down. He's got time, but he's got to hustle. Kevin made the play. They got him, and White can't believe it. Kevin Ginkel fielding his position, able to get over there after it carried off from somewhere. Mark Kotze wants a replay, and they will challenge. Okay. Athletics challenging the out call at first by Hunter Wendelstedt. Here is Vic Carapazza, the second base umpire, with the announcement.
Athletics are challenging the out call at first base.
Let's see. Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, nice pick by Tyler Locklear down there.
So it looks like the A's will have bases loaded and 2 outs for Alika Williams, the Sun Devil.
Yeah, Kevin kind of got turned around when that ball came back to the mound, and
Jeff McNeil,
just beat it.
Jeff McNeil, the former Met, in his first season with the A's, has come out in the on-deck circle. And it looks like he will bat for Williams.
After review, the call of field is overturned. The runner is safe. The Athletics will remain at challenge.
So now they're loaded. 2 outs. And here comes McNeil, former Met great. His first season with the A's. Twice an All-Star in New York and once a batting champion. Now 34 years old, and he will bat for Alika Williams. 3rd man off the bench for the A's here tonight.
Yeah, we mentioned there might be a line change in this game when Torrey went to a right-hander in the bullpen. 2 of the changes came because of injuries, but now McNeil getting an at-bat from the left side of the plate.
Brian Kaplan, as mandated by league rules, when a pinch hitter is announced, you have to have a pitch coach visit. Kidding, of course. And so while they talk about that, let's talk about this with Andrew the Homebuyer.
Catch the best deal for your house by calling me, Andrew the Homebuyer.
Jeff McNeil was traded for the Mets in December for a minor leaguer. He's in the final year of a Mets contract extension. Had a solid first month for the A's, but as they get younger and younger around the infield, he has faded a bit here. He's hitting only .207 since May the 1st. Shea Langeliers is the runner at 3rd base. Lawrence Butler is at 2nd, and Tommy White's at 1st. It's now 12 hits for the Athletics. They've out-hit the Diamondbacks 12-6. Big spot here for Kevin Ginkel. Bases loaded and 2 outs in a tie game.
Mac wants to move somebody, trying to get their attention out there.
He wants.
Yeah, he wants to move the center fielder.
Yep, there he goes.
A couple steps over into the gap in left center.
Waldy noticed and left and got the attention of Tawa, who takes a couple of steps over from center. That's ball one to McNeil. A's have 12 hits. They have left 9 runners on base. And that one's going to drop. Langoliers is home. Butler with great speed right behind him. Throws cut off, and it's 4-2 Athletics. Jeff McNeil, a 2-run, 2-out pinch hit single.
Four-seamer down and in. McNeil, like a lot of lefties, he handles that pitch down and in pretty well. Didn't hit it hard, but found grass out there in right center field.
Won a batting title in New York, twice an All-Star for the Mets. Nice veteran presence for Mark Kotsay. He played that card well. 13 hits now for the A's. Bolte, the rookie center fielder, bats 9th. As White scampered into 3rd on that one. So the A's have regained their 2-run lead here in the 7th. Two on Bolte. 22-year-old rookie center fielder. His bat has hit a dry spell a bit. He is 3 for 32 as he steps in here, and behind it the count 0-2. Jacob Wilson, who has singled and homered, is on deck behind him, the leadoff hitter. McNeil on the run. That gets way up into the netting, and White scores easily to make it 5-2, and McNeil hustles all the way into 3rd. A slider from Ginkel hit the dirt and went all the way up the net.
And climbed right up the front of Gabby's chest protector. It looked like slider in the dirt. Yeah, just hit him on the right side and shot straight up in the air. It's always easier said than done, but ideally your shoulders go forward when you block a ball in the dirt. That way when it hits your chest protector, it drops in front of you rather than being upright as you attempt to block it. You never know where it's going to go.
McNeil is given credit for a steal of second base. Goes to 3rd on the wild pitch as White comes home. It's 2-2 on Bolte. A 3-run A's 7th. Athletics have 13 hits in this game.
Wow.
This is a ball club that came in here limping, having lost 19 of their last 23. A lot of smiles in that A's dugout. Jammed him up and in. Locklear straddles the line. He's got it in foul territory. The A's get 3. They take a 5-2 lead. You're watching Diamondback Baseball. It's presented by Y-Refi.
Coordinated. Call today.
Nolan Arenado making some history tonight. A double in the 5th inning for career hit number 2,000. Our Chaz Roberts, air conditioning and plumbing. Cool play of the game. 2,000 hits for Nolan. 366 of those are home runs. And how about this? Players all time with at least 10 Gold Gloves, 2,000 hits, and 350 home runs. How about those names? Wow. All Hall of Famers. And one more on the way.
And knowing Nolan the way we do, he would probably trade that base hit for a Diamondbacks win.
Medina back out there. So that's a big box to check for you and Nolan.
Yeah.
Jeff McNeil remains in the game at second base after he hit for Williams. Walton moves from 2nd to 3rd defensively. And he's under that one right there. Donovan Walton had replaced the infielder at second, which was Alika Williams after Williams moved to third. So he goes back over to third now, and McNeil takes over at second, the veteran, after that 2-run single. Tyler Locklear, the hitter, he's 0 for 2. Athletics have 13 hits. They've left 10 runners on base, but they have a 5-2 lead. D-backs 2 runs, just 6 hits. Fastball down the middle at 98.
I remember the A's had a guy thrown out at second base on a steal attempt. They had a runner thrown out at home plate.
Kind of a weird game.
Yeah.
Well, the Diamondbacks added to their list with that dramatic win here yesterday, the most comebackingest team in the majors.
Comebackingest.
Yep, it's a word now.
It is now.
Out there. They have 30 comeback wins. They've been comebacking all year long. That's the most of the majors. 2-2 after that Medina curveball. Waldy on deck. Tyler's nice and calm up there. It's kind of a little mini waggle, but nothing too dramatic. Pretty still. He was really hitting the ball well at Reno when he got called up. Coming off the elbow and shoulder surgery last fall. 3-2 pitch. Troy Lovello has pointed out a few times since Tyler's back. He's a big fan of the way Tyler swings the bat. Stays through the baseball really, really well. He can backspin the ball. Likes the swing plane. That bat is in the zone for a while. Oh, that one caught Langoliers. Boy, this is a rough game. What is it that first makes you say, let me put the gear on and get back there, because that looks like fun?
It is fun. You're involved in every pitch of the game.
Every bruise, every broken bone, every stitch,
merit badges,
every cold tub. Pitch number 8 to Tyler Locklear on the way.
I will guarantee you, however, Langoliers is wearing all the proper protective equipment.
I hope that Joshua Rodegraver is okay. To have it come out of the game. Check swing foul will keep going. Locklear putting up a fight here. Tyler in 54 games at Reno is hitting .313 with 8 homers when he got called up.
I love these long at bats. You see everything that opposing pitcher has out there on the mound. Everything he's going to try to get you out with. You get to see it all.
Center field from Bolte. That one almost carried Best. It was slicing away from him. Carried all the way to the warning track out there, but Medina's now set down all 5 he's faced. That thing suddenly took a left.
Yeah, it looked like it had a little knuckleball action on it. It looked like it was going to be to Bolte's left when it came off the bat, but he ends up running toward the gap in left center to make that play.
They really like Henry Bolte, only 22 years old. He's got Trey Turner level speed out there. Waldy has struck out twice against Springs in that changeup. So he gets a sinker at 99 from the right hand side this time. Once more for center. Bolte coming in, and that one drops in front. A 2-out single for Waldschmidt. And a chance now for Jorge Barosa, who has walked and doubled tonight.
Stayed right on that one, caught it out near the end of the bat a little bit, which was a good thing because it dies out there in front of the center fielder. 2-out knock, 2-out rally. Here we go.
Barossa last time up smoked a double off the wall in left center. Scored on the Marte home run to tie the game 2-2. He had an 11-pitch plate appearance in the third when he worked a 2-out walk. Jorge in there in right field tonight for Corbin Carroll, who's out with that hyperextended right elbow. Torey Lovullo minimal concern with Corbin, just giving him a much needed and overdue night off. There he is. Does expect to be back in there tomorrow and is available off the bench tonight, we're told. Two balls and no strikes on Jorge Barossa. Luis Medina, the right-hander, missed all of last year recovering from Tommy John surgery in August of 24. He's pitched scoreless baseball in 7 of his last 8 appearances and has done a nice job so far. It's 3-1 on Barossa.
Barossa, he throws the bat to get it out of the way to make sure there's no foul ball off the knob or off the handle of the bat. And Nick Lentz picks it up, helps him out.
Very helpful. Right on the edge with that sinker. It's a full count. Marte hoping to get a chance here with 2 on. White playing behind the runner, Waldschmidt. There goes Waldy. Barossa hits a hard shot to first, and White with a quick glove hand gets it for the final out. And they strand that 2-out single. To the 8th inning we go. It's 5-2 Athletics.
With 2 kids and busy.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Arizona Diamondbacks and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Well, it's been a back and forth affair here at Chase Field. The opener of this 3-game set with the Athletics. They led it 2-0 after 5 on solo homers. Diamondbacks got a 2-run homer from Ketel Marte in the 6th to tie it up, but the A's answered back with a 3-run 7th, and now Jonathan Loaisiga is on to start the 8th. 41 appearances for Loaisiga. The last 13 have been scoreless.
So hold them right there. We know what the Diamondbacks offense is capable of doing. We saw it yesterday late in the ball game. Got to hold them right there.
Comebacking his team in the big leagues. Jacob Wilson has singled and homered. He's 2 for 4. He leads it off, and there's a strike. Wilson now with let's see, 15 hits over what is now an 8-game hitting streak. Wow. He's red hot right now. Despite missing some time earlier this year with injuries, twice he had shoulder trouble and a thumb inflammation situation.
Of course, Jacob Wilson's daddy played in the major leagues for a long time.
Jack Wilson.
Jack Wilson, along with Ray Sanchez, his second baseman. They were one of the best double play combinations in the game.
High chopper, Arenado, bare hands. Oh. And throwing on a full run gets Wilson. Yeah, Jack Wilson was Jacob's high school coach at Thousand Oaks, California, and then an assistant at Grand Canyon.
Makes everything look so easy and routine. There's nothing routine about that play right there.
One down for Soderstrom, who singled into third. He's 1 for 4. Sinker at 99 at the belt for a strike. That's the power sinker of Jonathan Loaisiga. Tough play here. Here comes Tim Tawa. He won't get there. Drops into left center. A base hit for Soderstrom, his second hit tonight. And the 14th for the Athletics. Hey, play a round of golf at Chase Field. The weekend of July 24 and 25. Yeah, those are the days. Thanks to Upper Deck Golf. Book your tee time today for a first-class experience. Get up there and hit some golf balls into the field. Experience dbacks.com/upperdeck. Bring your hawk visor. Jay Langoliers. You been watching that show?
We did episode 1 last night.
There you go.
Up too high.
What do you mean too high? Jay Langoliers has walked, singled, and scored. He's also struck out twice. Gabby with a back pick, and Soderstrom is back in time.
Soderstrom not likely to run. Only 2 stolen base attempts. 1 good, 1 bad.
Well, that's the changeup.
Good one.
Usually saves that for the lefties. That had a lot of movement on it. 1-2.
How about this? This number, these numbers are why I'm not crazy about analytics in the game. Diamondbacks have had 12 balls put into play over 95 miles an hour. Only 4 of them went for a hit. The A's have had 6 balls over 95. All 6 of them were hits.
Well, it tells you about the quality of the contact you're giving up, right?
Yeah. Give me hits. Give me hits.
St. Langoliers did not get hit. In fact, it's a strikeout.
Nice. Yeah, I don't care if it comes off the bat at 2 miles an hour. If you can find a way to get on base and make something happen, I'm all for it. I'd rather have that than a 105-mile-an-hour line drive to somebody.
Lawrence Butler has singled twice. Came in the game midway through after Colby Thomas was hit by a pitch.
Get there.
Backhanded by Vargas. Jerry's there. They get the force on Soderstrom. Ketel Marte will lead off the 8th inning, down 5-2.
Amish Shaw.
We are back with you on D-Backs TV. Steve Berthune, Bob Brenly, Jody Jackson, Josh Colementor along the way. Cavalcade of stars. Ketel Marte set to lead off the 8th inning. He was the second batter in the 6th and did this against the lefty Springs, his 18th of the year. That tied it at 2. And here's a look, courtesy of StatCast, powered by Google Cloud.
Beautiful thing. Stayed fair down that left field line, high in the air.
Well, you would think that based on the fact that that ball went so far against a left-hander that you would not start the inning with a left-hand pitcher. But here is Jose Suarez, who has been let go twice, once by Atlanta, another time by Seattle. And he's been picked up by the A's. He will face Marte to lead off the inning. Well, Suarez is tied for 4th in the majors among all relievers with the most hits given up. He's given up a whole lot. Let's see, 51 in 51 innings. And Ketel gets first look. Perdomo on deck, then it's Tim Tawa. That changeup. And Marte bites. It's 1-1. Suarez got a fastball, slider, and a change. Those are the 3 primary pitches.
He has a 6.91 ERA in his home ballparks, 1.88 on the road.
Ketel reaches down and pokes it in the air to left center. Soderstrom drifting over there. He calls off Bolte, and he's got it for the first out. Geraldo Perdomo now. Jerry has singled twice and stolen a base. Long set by Suarez, taking the buzzer. Timer right down to the buzzer, misses with a slider. Suarez started with Atlanta this year. They waived him On May the 3rd, Seattle claimed him. Then 10 days later, they sold him here to the A's. Now here he is.
Suarez last faced the Snakes back on June 11th of 2024, pitching for the Angels. He took the loss in a start. 2 2/3, gave up 6 hits and 4 earned runs in that game.
Well, Brandon Garcia warming up in the bullpen. Perdomo looks at a 2-0 fastball for a strike. Suarez very much aware of how much time is left on the pitch timer.
I'm surprised more pitchers don't do that. I mean, it has to make you antsy as a hitter.
I would think.
Yeah.
Or at least mix it up. Sometimes go quick, other times long. Towel will get a look next. Up the middle for Wilson, the shortstop. There's 2 outs in the 8th inning. Getting late on the Diamondbacks here. They've been out hit 14-7, and they're down 5-2. Towel batting third. He's 0 for 3. Diamondbacks have won each of the last 3 series against the Athletics. They have taken 6 of the last 9 games, but in every series the Athletics have won at least 1, and they lead this one 5-2. Left the change up a bit, but Tawo is way out in front, so it's 1-1. Garcia warming up in the bullpen. He'll get the 9th. Walton, Heim, and White scheduled up for the A's. Check swing foul. Hogan Harris, a left-hander in the A's bullpen. He has blown a save or 2 in recent weeks. But works a lot out of the A's bullpen. One of the busiest relievers they have. Tawa chops it way up high for Wilson. Behind shortstop, he'll yield to Soderstrom. And Suarez comes in, gets the top of the order out. 1, 2, 3. Garcia gets the 9th, down 5-2.
At Ace, however.
Hey, Harry Potter fans, you can purchase a special event ticket pack for Harry Potter night here at Chase Field. Padres will be in town. It's Monday, August 3rd. You'll get your game ticket plus your very own D-backs house scarf of your choice. D-backs.com/Harry Potter. They got them all there. Huffledorf and Griffin Slytherin and Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, the whole thing. But you do need the special event ticket pack. And the date again, August 3rd. That's Harry Potter night here at the ballpark. Here's Brandon Garcia, the left-hander, become one of the best left-handed relievers in the league. 30 appearances, 28 scoreless. He worked both Friday and Saturday here against the Cardinals. Donovan Walton gets first look. Walton 302 and 3 homers. He's down to 299 now. Between the Angels and the A's this season. He was just here in Phoenix with the Angels last month. In fact, had a couple of 2-hit games in that series. He homered here at Chase Field for the Angels. But LA waived him at the All-Star break. The A's have picked him up, and now here he is, his 4th game with the Athletics. Needs a new bat.
Brandon Garcia's done such a great job, as you mentioned, this season, especially filling up that strike zone. Only 6 walks all season.
He has made 14 consecutive scoreless appearances, and over that stretch has allowed 2 hits. And gets Walton to chase that big sweeper. And there's one away in the 9th. Here's Jonah Heim, the DH, 0 for 4. One more look at that sweeper from Garcia. Sinker's low. 1-1 on Jonah Heim, the switch hitter who spins around at bats to the right hand side. Heim, an athletic after the Braves let him go. He actually began his major league career with the then Oakland A's back in 2020. Got traded to Texas the following spring, part of a deal for Elvis Andrus, and then of course, as we know, went on to win a World Series with the Rangers. Well, chopper Garcia hustles over. And whoa, high throw. Locklear went for the tag in midair, but Heim beat the throw. Seth Bannister wants to see if they should challenge or not. Alan Campbell on the other end of the phone in the video room.
Got to it in pretty good shape. Unfortunately, the throw is high. Locklear tries to come down with the tag, but it looked like Heim was already on the bag that time.
Pretty athletic play by Tyler right there. Yep, throw. He beat the throw. It's a base hit for Heim. And here's Tommy White, who was 4 for 4 with 4 singles. A rookie playing only his 3rd career game. He's a .500 hitter in the big leagues. Just got called up Friday.
This is as far up as you can go, son. There's no league above this.
Making it look easy. 4 at bats, 4 singles. Athletics now have 15 hits. Slap to second. Vargas for 1. Cherry turns it. Bottom 9 on the way. Moreno, Vargas, Arenado coming up. Do they have another comeback in them? The comebackingest team in the big leagues. Down 3 in the 9th.
Hi, folks.
Bottom 9, Diamondbacks down 3 in the opener against these Athletics. Reminder, our post-game preview brought to you by Talking Stick Resort. Jody Jackson, Josh Colmetzer standing by. And here is the closer, the left-hander Hogan Harris, who has blown 3 saves in his last 13 games. He's 6 for 10 this year. The left-hander, and he'll get Gabriel Moreno, Ildemaro Vargas, and Nolan Arenado in the 9th inning.
Make him throw strikes. 27 base on balls on the season.
Gabby will lead it off. He's 0 for 3. Diamondbacks have been out hit 15-7. They trail it 5-2. Harris works an awful lot. He is among the top 10 pitchers in the majors in terms of appearances. This is his 47th of the year. Actually had a start for the A's here at Chase Field back in June of 24. Was the losing pitcher in that game. Gave up 10 hits and 3 1/3. Ouch.
That's Harris's best secondary pitch, that big loopy curveball. He's got a slider and a changeup, but mostly just fastball, curveball. Need a runner. Come on, Gabby.
Gabby has hit in 13 of his last 15, batting an even .400 over that stretch, but 0 for 3 so far tonight. He also has not reached base safely yet, which jeopardizes his current active streak of reaching base in 35 consecutive starts. So that's on the line right here. That's Bob Wilcox, our Golden Glover down left field. He's going to need some help from security. Bob's range is, well, adequate.
Well, he makes a play on everything he gets to. Let's just put it that way.
Good acceleration right there. You can see he's really got some wheels.
Get down.
Come on, ball. Get out, ball. Moreno's got it started. He has reached base in 36 consecutive starts, and that's a good start to the night.
Yeah, forget that exit velocity stuff. That one came off the bat at, oh, I don't know, 50, 60, whatever. Not much. Got in on the hands just a little bit, but strong enough to muscle it over Wilson's head into shallow left center.
Diamondbacks have 30 comeback wins, the most of the majors. Ildemaro Vargas, the hitter now. He's singled in the second. 1 for 3. There's that curveball for a strike. Vargas smoked one, batting right-handed back in the second. It was well over 100 miles an hour off the bat. Four-seamer 98, and he'll take timeout down 0-2. Langelier is able to keep that one in front of him. A curveball on 1-2.
Langelier's done a nice job. I kind of criticized him earlier in the ball game, his inability to keep pass balls and wild pitches in front, but he's done a great job tonight.
There's another block. Went right back to that curve. All-star catcher back there for the Athletics, Shea Langelier. Those same colors when he was catching in college at Baylor. Arenado, 2,000 hits tonight, is on deck. He got the big one, a double in the 5th. Went right at him, 97, way upstairs. Vargy couldn't lay off, and it's 1 away.
A lot of tricks from Harris. As I mentioned, he's basically just fastball, curveball. Fastball is high velocity, especially when it's up that high in the zone.
There's Nolan, who got the double in the 5th inning for 2,000. He's 1 for 3. A's have 2 challenges left. They might have used one there. That was a borderline ball call by Nick Lentz. Well, he's going to keep Langeliers busy with that curveball.
Yeah, no kidding.
Arenado had the big home run yesterday that tied it up. His 5th home in his last 15 games. Ahead in the count, 2-0. Fastball down.
He was asking Nick Lentz, that was a ball, right?
Just a tick below the zone. Ooh, that was the pitch.
A little bit of an emergency swing right there. That fastball got on him a little bit quicker than he was anticipating.
Tyler Locklear is the on-deck hitter. 2-2 on Nolan Arenado. Harris wants a new ball. Needed base runner here. Get the tying run to the plate. Almost hit him with a fastball there. Now it's full. Nolan will take his time out. Got him with that curve. Back-to-back strikeouts for Hogan Harris, and there's 2 down.
That looked like a hittable curveball that time. It ended up at the bottom of the strike zone, but as it crossed the front of the plate, it was probably about belt high.
Well, it's up to Tyler Locklear to keep this thing alive. Tyler 0 for 3. Gabby will take second unopposed. No stolen base, defensive indifference. Quick hands of J.R. House at third base. It's 1-1 on Tyler Locklear. Jody Jackson, Josh Coleman standing by. Post-game shows coming up. We're back with you tomorrow at 6 o'clock for Game 2 of the series against the Athletics. Expected to see left-hander Cole Drake make his major league debut as the starting pitcher for the Diamondbacks. Right-hander Jack Perkins will go for the A's.
Harris likes to work inside, both with that fastball and that curveball that many times ends up near the back foot of a right-handed hitter.
Ryan Waldschmidt would be the tying run at the plate if Locklear can reach. And Tyler is aboard, didn't go. So here comes Waldy. 2 on and 2 out. As the tying run. He singled his last time up. Struck out twice against the lefty Springs. And here is Dan Hubbs, the interim pitching coach, out to the mound. Couldn't think of a better time than right now for Ryan Waldschmidt's first big league homer.
Yeah.
Settle for a base hit. Waldy against Springs got a lot of changeups down and away and just couldn't lay off him. He struck out twice. Here's Corbin getting all armored up. We were told he would be available off the bench and likely in the lineup again tomorrow. But first it's up to Waldschmidt. He has struck out twice and singled. Moreno is at second. Locklear's at first. Waldy the tying run at the plate. Left-hander Hogan Harris for the Athletics. Oh boy, challenge. Well, can't take him with you. This is the count where you situation when you want to challenge that call. Way inside. And now right away it's 0-2. Fastball high, but fouled away.
You know, we saw that shot of Corbin Carroll over in the Diamondbacks dugout. And maybe I'm off base here, but he put his elbow guard back up into the slot. He's got his sliding mitt and his helmet, thinking maybe they're just going to use him as a pinch runner.
Langoliers will challenge the low ball call from Nick Lentz. And if they get this overturned,
catcher's challenging.
it's the ball game.
And that's the ball game. So the strikeout for Hogan Harris is third in the ninth inning, strands two. And the Athletics, who came limping in here, having lost 19 of their last 23, win the opener 5-2.
Certainly not what we expected going into this ball game, with a couple, I called them soft tossing lefties going against each other. But boy, the A's brought their bats and their hitting shoes tonight.
Yeah, the Athletics 5 runs, 15 hits, and they take the opener. Jody Jackson, Josh Kometer next on D-backs TV. Post-game show after this short break.
With my